Hey, hey, hey. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How y'all been? How's everybody doing out there? Thank you, my love. How are you? Trying to give everybody a few minutes to get in here. There was only a few people I had online. Happy Arbiter. So I took some questions. Y'all know I write everything down. So I took all y'all questions. I got the answers. We're going to go over everything. If you have any questions, feel free to, oh no. What? Listen, you want to talk about it? Let's talk about it. Okay, welcome to my newcomers. It gets a little rocky over here, so I always advise everyone to just cover their heads with something white. If this is a moment that you're trying to, hi my love, get in some energy from spirit and kind of feel a little bit of a current of an energy that you're not used to feeling, cover your heads. You can get your glass of water. You can get your candles. I don't know if I'm going to do any live reads tonight, but you know that you guys, I tell you, if I'm doing it, I prefer that you guys do it with me. Get your cards out, talk to your people, let them know that what we're doing, and see if you can pick up on some of the information and the messages that are being given for the collective tonight, right? I'm not a collective reader. I'm not this is for everybody type person. I'm specific to who I'm talking about. So if I'm talking about you or I'm talking to you, I'm gonna let you know this one's for you, specifically you, okay? Come from a strong family of mediumship. So what are you doing about that? What are you doing about that? To connect with that? Emmanuel, hi baby. Miss y'all. I said let me come do a quick end of year check-in with y'all. I was being honest with the guy and then gave them the space to be honest, but I just saw their ex was at their house, so I just removed them as a follower and unfollowed. It just hurt was. Listen, that is part of your learning, right? Nothing grows without feeling the effects of it, right? Whether it's good, bad, or indifferent, but that just shows you that something clicked for you to say, pay attention to this. You know what I mean? It's not by chance that you caught wind of her being there. Whether you were snooping or not, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? The point is that you didn't waste any time, effort, energy, vagina points, none of that kind of stuff on him. Someone who's not worthy. So now you've left room for somebody who is worthy of you, and you don't have to waste. Hi, Vane House. Hi, V Sadie. You don't have to waste no time going into 2023 on no fuckboy energy shit. You understand? So don't feel bad about it. Be grateful that it ended before it even really got started. Your heart is not broken. Your feelings is a little bit hurt, and you may be a little bit ego bruised. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't for you. Period. That's it. Don't give enough thought to it. You don't feed that. When you cut ties and cut cords and let go of stuff, you gotta completely let go of it. That shit feel like a quick jab to the jaw sometimes. You know what I'm saying? You'll feel that you practicing great boundaries. You saw what you needed, as Miss Queen said. Yes, baby. Don't. There's somebody else out there better for you, and he wasn't it. You understand? So we don't sit and watch. You get a day. You get 1 day to deal with that. After this 1 day is up, when Monday rolls around, no more. You get time to process. My name is Lanita, baby. You call me Ia. You get time to process your emotions and your feelings and all of that kind of stuff, but you don't sit in that. He wasn't worth it, and he's not worth the afterthought. You know your value. Know what you're worth. And you know that you're worth much more than that. He want her, she can have him. Because he ain't going to do nothing but do the same thing to her, and he's already done it to her. So it's not like she's new to this. She's just willing to put up with the bullshit, and you're not. So stand on that. You know what I'm saying? Bendición, everyone. Hi, everybody coming in. Good evening. There was a question that went kind of in alignment with some of this. Okay. Somebody asked me a question on recommendations for breaking soul ties. You got to remember, soul ties there's a lesson in it, right? What did you learn? Just because somebody say, oh, you have a soul tie with this person, that does not mean that you have to be dealing with that person in this lifetime. Sometimes it's just so that you guys can come together in this lifetime. Y'all see where each other's at. Y'all point out the information or the similarity or the lifespan that you had in common, or the reasons and the feelings and the emotions and the relationship and all of that other kind of stuff. That was that life. That's not this life. You're not the same person that you were then. They're not the same person that they were then. It is just to remind you of something that had transpired in your life at a time, and there's a lesson that you still need to learn from this particular person. The lesson could very well be to stay the fuck away from me. There's been plenty of people that I've had soul ties with in this lifetime that not even on a physical relationship type deal. This was female witchhood, lineage type things from different lifespans that we came into contact in this lifetime, but in this lifetime they're shitbirds. So we are the source, right? We are in control. Knowledge of it is great, wonderful, and now you say to yourself, I'm not dealing with this person. Just because my soul, and you remember that the soul and the spirit are two different things. The soul are things that you pick up in this flesh suit, right? Ego, attitude, actions, outlook, habits, things of that nature. Those are the things that make up one's soul, right? But your spirit is something completely different. Your spirit is timeless. Your spirit is boundless. Your spirit is eternal. You are pure energy, right? So you get to make the choice as to whether or not you are going to repeat the same mistakes, whether you're going to learn from the mistakes that you've made in the past, whether you're going to move forward, move past them, or allow yourself to still be tied to someone. These terminologies that these people use online really annoy me when they don't get into the explanation of, well, what does that mean? That don't mean you're supposed to be with that person. That don't mean that you're supposed to even like that person in this lifetime. How about that? Each person, when they touch down on this plane again, don't remember the last life. So it's learning and relearning all over again. Everybody don't get to elevate and evolve and heal and grow and all of that kind of stuff. So if that other soul hasn't done that and they're still living in the worldly, egotistical, fleshy, money, all of that, the wrong energy, all wrong, low vibrating energy. You think that I care that you said that I had a soul tie with this person and so I'm gonna fuck with them? I'm not fucking with them at all, on no levels. High, low, left, right, up, down, nothing. Don't call me, don't write me, don't fax me, don't email me, don't page me. None of it. That's the answer for the soul ties. So it is a cognizant decision that you make to say, what's the lesson? What is it that I'm repeating in my life over and over and over again that you had to send this bastard back to show me something that I'm completely missing about myself? That's how you break that. You get into you. That's that shadow work. That's that I gotta fix my tics. I gotta fix my triggers. I gotta fix all of the stuff that's wrong and messed up with me. My boundary issues, my self-love, my self-hate, all that kind of stuff. I gotta fix all of that kind of stuff. So that type of stuff is not even attractive to me. My vibration won't allow it to remain within my circumference because it don't like how it feels over here because I'm not vibrating the same as the way that you vibrating. So go and get. That's that. Somebody asked me, it was about karma. Hold up. And I got my glasses so I can't see. And good night. Why everybody coming in? I'm sorry. Hi, y'all. What? Child, I can't read my own handwriting. Okay. Do certain actions really create good or bad karma? Isn't good versus bad just a human perspective? No, you know right from motherfucking wrong. Are you kidding me? Right and wrong. Can I go kill somebody because they got on my nerves? That's dead wrong. I know I'm wrong. We know what's right and we know what's wrong. It has nothing to do with humanity. It has to do with spirituality and the frequency and the vibration of what you're doing. When we say everything from a place of love, we mean that shit. Hard body. So I can't go and run and punch nobody in their face and talk about it's from a place of love. I was mad. Karma, right? You have to remember the Sanskrit Hindu meaning of it. It's basically cause and reaction, right? You did something. There is a reaction to something. You caused it. It's going to come back at certain points to you. That's how manifestation works. That's how everything in life works. You get back what you give out. So if you're giving out things that are not of a good vibration, that is not to help better yourself, better other people, help the community, any of those types of things, if you're selfish, that's not good. You know what I'm saying? There's an amount of selfishness that you're allowed to have, right? But you know a straight up just selfish person that wouldn't give and they had excess and someone didn't have, and they know that they didn't have and they had the ability to give to them, but they decided not to. That's a decision that's being made. We're not talking a human aspect of right and wrong. You know you dead wrong. How dare you? How are you a good person? That's when we start talking about religion and sin and all that other kind of stuff. You know what the fuck is right and you know what the fuck is wrong. We're not going to sit here and debate what's right and what's wrong. You should have, if your mama never taught you, then and life hasn't taught you yet, it's coming. Period. So it's not just a human thing. Do right, live right, be right, vibrate right. Period. I've said this before that someone doesn't have to be a spiritual person in order to be a good person. You could just not do anything spiritual in nature, but everything you do is a good thing. You don't mean to hurt nobody. You're always out there helping people. You just got good energy. You just you living your life. You're taking care of your family. You're doing what you're doing, and you're not doing nothing bad to nobody. You got good energy. That same person can choose to go and run somebody over with their car. These are choices that we make. Nobody is exempt from the choices that they make. So you have to think very hard and very long about the choices that we are making and the repercussion of our actions. That right now, you're not thinking about your actions. That's why I say harm to none, depending on what I'm asking, because Spirit got jokes. Absolutely. Oh, you gotta be very specific when you talk to them. Very specific. Karma ain't cold. Karma sit back there and be like, let me show you what you did. Says you was acting like a narcissist and you didn't get it. I'm gonna show you. Let me show you. She ain't cold. She's smooth than a motherfucker. Hello, hi, Audrey. She is not cold, baby. She do what she do. And I love it. I love watching it because I be telling people all the time. That's why when the boundaries are set, you bind it to your clarity. Right. Karma's real. It's like, listen, I went and got certified to be a pranic healer, right? So, it's a Hindu thing. So we had to learn how to see energy. Prana energy is universal energy. It's in the air. It's just in the universe. It's just in the ether. And you can see it in the air in the daytime when the sun is out, right? You can actually see it. And I did that because I wanted to understand clearly how energy affects the body and how each chakra is connected to an organ. And I tell you guys these things because the cleansing is important in and out. If your energy really, really affects your body in a way that people don't really understand. It affects your liver. It affects your kidneys. It affects your heart. It affects your ajna, which is like near your third eye, right? And then it's your third eye chakra. It affects your solar plexus. It affects so many different areas of your body that regulates your organ functionality. Oh my God. Taking this course and getting certified to do this type of healing is just another thing that I added on to my list of titles and repertoire and all of that other kind of stuff, because again, learning in this field of being a spiritualist never ends. It doesn't matter what field it is, if it's something where energy is concerned, cleansing is concerned, any of that kind of stuff is concerned, you guys have got to be open to knowledge. You know what I'm saying? This is so true. I'm currently going through this. Yeah. And for you, I don't know you from a can of paint, baby, but you carry a lot of stuff in your womb. So for you, and I'm talking to energy heals, I don't know if you do yoni steaming or not, but that's one of the things that you would need to should look into doing, check into doing, as long as you don't have any type of IUD or anything like that, to help cleanse some of the energy from what you're holding in your gut. I say that because we hold energy, a lot of women, in our gut. Like, that's our center point. That's our attack point. When people attack us, that's mostly the places they attack us. And why is that, right? Our wombs. That is our connection to the other side. That's how we bring light. We are the gatekeepers from life and death, between life and spirit, right? We are the ones that bring them from one side to the other and through our birth canal, right? So that's where a lot of our attacks happen, and that's where a lot of our issues start. So we got to take care of, thank you for confirming that. You got to take care of that, because you're still holding on to something there that you need to cleanse. Okay, and the pain and the child healing, inner child healing that you need to do, and the working on trust again, and your boundaries and all of that other kind of stuff again, baby. You got a lot of work to do. Okay, deep rooted starts. Yes. I'm sorry, I didn't see what nobody said. I'm sorry. I'm gonna save it. Yes, sacral cleansing is very, very, very important. And then what I would suggest you also do, I don't know if you're in a warmer climate, if you're not in a warmer climate, and when it does warm up again, you want to sit in grass with no underwear on. Have a skirt on though, long, no underwear, and just suck up some of the energy from Earth's core, and ask Mother Nature, in the summertime, ask Mother Nature to help heal you again, and ask her to give you some of her energy, and that's going to help you with grounding, and releasing some of that pain that you have, okay? And stop crying. You got to do more happy stuff, because you're very tearful. You still here. So they ain't beat you the way, life hasn't beaten you the way that it could be, to the point where some people are just not strong enough to withstand certain things. And baby, you a soldier and you a trooper, and you still here. And I need you to recognize that part about yourself and come up out of that, some of that pain. You got to let go of some of that pain. Someone asked me, is it possible that when you take a spiritual bath that you become unwell for a couple of days afterwards? Who made this bath? Was my question off the rip, right? Who made this bath? If you made the spiritual bath yourself, then I have to ask what you put in it. What did you use in it that you did not, good baby, that you may not agree with you, but what I got was that somebody else made the bath. So I'm going to tell you to not utilize that person's baths anymore. If it's somebody else that made it, you have no idea what they put in it. You have no idea what they did to it. You don't know what they enchanted over it, what they enchanted over it, none of that kind of stuff. So in my 47 years of life, I've never known a person that was reputable making baths that someone got sick from. I make baths. Nobody that I've ever made a bath for has ever gotten sick. I've never gotten sick or felt unwell after a spiritual bath. My family makes spiritual baths. We've taken each other's baths. We've never felt sick or anything like that after taking somebody's spiritual bath. Never, no. If that is what you have experienced, and if you are here, please tell me whether you made this bath yourself or somebody else made it for you. Because, baby, thank you, right? Because water transfers energy, so that bath must not be okay. I keep telling y'all can't be buying stuff. Anytime you open your spirit to somebody else, hold up. You got 9,999 motherfucking questions to ask this person. I'm sorry and I'm tired of it, okay? I had one of the questions that I got was, what is the Something about meeting new spiritual people. One rule above all that you should always follow to remain safe as you encounter new spiritual people. First of all, hi Amy. Deep dive into their business first and foremost, right? If you meet them on social media, like even me, right? Y'all want me to read y'all? Don't ask me to read you if you ain't going through my page and my feed and figured out how this energy flows over here first, because you may not be comfortable with me. You know what I'm saying? Look me up, check me out. I got links to my other pages. Do all of my stuff kind of look the same? Am I on the same kind of accord in all of my things? Is my message consistent? Am I flip-floppy? Like if you ask me a question, do I have an answer or do I not know, or do I teeter around it and like talk you around? And it's like, you got to pay attention to all of this kind of stuff, right? Absolutely, you don't let nobody touch you. In the traditions, we don't let nobody touch us, right? We don't hug and none of that kind of stuff. An open hug is me pulling in all the energy off of you and bringing it on to me. Absolutely not. That's why when we in Palo and Ocho, it's bump, 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 cross, shoulder, shoulder. We always cross ourselves. We do not. Hold up 1 second. I'll be right back. I got something that's supposed to cross myself and I ain't had a shit on. How about that? We always cross ourselves to stop energy from being transferred from one to the other. Yes, baby, I do. Just DM me. From transferring energy from one to the other, because we understand how significant it is and how easily a simple touch can clean someone's energy off of them onto you, and you take it right home with you, and you don't understand why you feel that way. So we don't touch. We don't just take anything from anybody. We don't eat everybody's food. I don't eat at spiritual services. I don't eat people's food. I don't give a fuck if you ordered it or not. You understand that people they can order food from places, and as they're packing it up to give to you or feed you or serve you, they talking shit over it and hand it to you, and you sick later on. They've done it to me. I'm telling you this because it's happened to me. When I come here and tell y'all stuff, it don't be off of no he say, she say, or what I heard. Straight up experience. I got sick. Also notice a lot of spiritual people have these ideas and values that they don't apply to their own life at all. Red flag for me. Don't want nothing from you once I see. Exactly. Like you can't. It's like walking like you talking or just shut up. Nobody asked. So you don't have to lie, Craig. Better help than the person touching you. You in trouble. Absolutely. And pick up just being in the space. Hence why you constantly carry stones and sage often in the bath. So true, I can't stand for people to touch my face. No. You don't touch me. You don't touch me like that. I don't even want you to touch my hand on my arm, my face on my head. We fighting. I'm going to forget that I'm spiritual for a quick second and remember that I was born and raised in the Bronx. Put them up. We're going to run this. We're going to run a straight fair one real quick. Because don't touch me. That's one of my pet peeves. So these are rules, right? No foods from people's houses. Don't just be openly hugging strangers. You don't know these people. I don't care how long you follow nobody on here. Don't be openly hugging strangers. Don't be openly touching people. Always have something to clean yourself with, right? I always tell y'all, a little bottle of spray or something, as like frankincense comes in an essential oil. You can put lavender, you can sage, Palo Santo, all of that stuff, oregano. All of that stuff comes in essential oils. Camphor, put a little camphor in there, make up a little water, shake it up, sit it in the refrigerator, put a little effluent in there, a little cascarilla, let it sit for a little while. That's your spray. That goes where you go. Your pocketbook, your knapsack, your car, whatever. It goes with you. So that anytime you're around an area or anybody that don't feel right, you bust that joint out and you spray yourself and you keep it pushing. I'm not taking nobody's energy with me. And try to inhale it too, because the nostril, any hole is a way for energies to get in. There's a problem with folks. I am from BKBX. That's right. That's one from Grandma. Don't let them girls play in your head. That's right. These are old school rules. I went home and said myself after I went, like, this woman hugged me. She was sweet. Yeah. You got to just be a little bit careful. But you clean with anything. Anything that's natural, right? Plants, flowers, herbs, anything like that. And people get so used to just always clean, like spiritual baths. Yes, you need to take a spiritual bath, right? But if you're ever in a predicament that you need to clean yourself and you see a bushel of basil at any store, Chinese market, Asian markets, whatever the little markets are, buy that shit. Talk to the basil and clean yourself with a handful of basil, right? Up top, down. When you get down, throw it behind you and keep going. You can even snap it if it's long enough and then drop it and keep going where you're going. You can do that with plenty of spiritual herbs. And then some people are able to clean themselves with literally anything. So keep a bag of beans in your car. Keep dried, unpopped popcorn in your car. Keep coins in your car. That's why I don't pick up coins off the street. I never pick up coins off the street because we clean with coins all the time and toss them. Can you imagine picking that up off the street after somebody done cleansed some heavy shit off of them and then toss that shit on the street, giving it to Eshu, and he went and did what he did, right? With the energy, but the money's still sitting there. So you come by and you picking up the money, you putting that in your pocket, and now you taking all that energy right with you. Like, nah, B. Nah, that's why if you go to a lot of botanicals and spiritual shops, they won't take money straight out your hand. They make you put it on the table. When we do services and stuff like that, you normally have to give us our payment in an envelope. We don't take money straight out your hands like that because that's, again, transferring of energy. Everybody and their mother done rubbed this dollar between their crack of their ass, right? Here's this money in your hand. You could have said anything to this, did anything to this, anything with it. Your money could be fucked up, right? You give me $1. I take all of your fucked up money energy and put this whack dollar in my wallet. Now my money fucked up. There's a lot of different things that you guys got to pay attention to and not think that, oh, candle magic. Oh, jar a bitch. Oh, no. How about you just don't take no money from nobody's hand? How about you just don't hug and touch everybody? How about when you going up and down the train station and the bus and all of that stuff, them poles that everybody and their mother touched that day? How about you don't touch that? How about if you do touch it, you got wipes in your hand or something in your hand that you can clean yourself when you get up to the top of that? Because how many bums, how many homeless, how many alcoholic crackheads, psychos, just ticking off the wrong way, then walked up, leaned on, touched. You touching all that energy as you go by and taking it with you, and you wonder why I got to take a bath every week? Hello? Right. So you need something specifically misunderstood in your pocket to clean your hands with, taking that train every day, holding them poles, holding that thing, touching all that. That train energy is out of control, especially in New York. Oh, no. Yeah. Don't touch them poles. Get some gloves. All that. Somebody asked me, how long do you leave a coconut in the car? And where do you place it for protection? I've never heard of that. When we use coconuts to clean and to remove energy, we don't leave the coconut. No. It's one of two ways, right? You shave it down to make sure all of the stringy thing is off the coconut, if it's a brown coconut. And you take cascarilla or effun and you completely cover the coconut with cascarilla or effun. And you roll it from the back of the house to the front of the house with your left foot only. When you get that coconut to the front of the door, you roll it out the door, and then you get a bag and put it in. You don't touch it with your hand. You pick it up with a bag or some gloves, and you take it and you discard it immediately. So we don't do no coconut nothing, leaving it, calling it cleansing anything. Absolutely not. Because we know what it picks up, and it picks up quick. So if I can just cover it with cascarilla or effun and roll it from one side of my house to the other, and it's cleaned the stuff that fast, there would be no reason for me to sit there and leave it in my car. We don't do that. I don't know where you got that from. That's not something that we practice in any of the... I've never heard of that before. But how long it's picking up the energy immediately. So I got questions. If that's the case, that at the end of the day, you should be taking that no more than a day. Why don't you do stuff to clean your car out, right? Why don't you, now we're talking about metal, right? And protection, right? Who owns that? What system do you deal in that there is an ironsmith? I heard of people doing it on your car and leaving it in there. How does that prevent an accident? Please explain it to me. I'm serious. I'm not being funny. I want to know. How does the coconut prevent an accident? Straight talk. I'm not being funny. No, I really want to know. How does the coconut prevent an accident? What is it? What system is it? Is it a particular energy that you're calling on, asking for protection from the accident? How is this working? Because I do remember somebody telling somebody before that they could use the coconut and act like it's a legua, and no. So this is why I want to know who, what, where, why, how. And don't be ashamed to say, well, you heard it. You know what I'm saying? What was it? I want to know. So yeah, now we don't do that. I was told that to put the coconut in my car. For what though? This is the thing. Another thing. New spiritual people. Why? I'm get a t-shirt to say why. Why? How? Who? What? I need to know the answers to these questions. You're not going to tell me to just do something and I don't. Coconut is a coconut. It don't matter. Remember, hoodoo is spiritual practices that you learn through your family bloodline. That's all that is. Spiritual practices. What is something that you're doing with a coconut? It's a spiritual practice. It's all right. I can't. I need to know why. Y'all got to ask the questions as to why. By my madrina, she's a tough. Right, but still, why? Why? How? Who? Because if she's a Santetta, is there a particular energy that she's calling on by putting this coconut in the car telling you to do this? There's still a why? No, that's not good enough. Who's protecting me? This coconut is not protecting me. Who's protecting me? This coconut is representing what? Right? Is the because then hi baby, because then it turns into, okay, that kind of gives you an explanation on how long I should be leaving it here for. And then where am I discarding it? Right? There's questions and answers that go along with it. You're not just going to tell me to just go do something and I don't know why I'm doing it. I need to know why. So that I don't have these questions, and that way the intention that I'm putting behind it is informed, so that I know that I'm sending my energy towards the right direction to get the outcome that I would like to receive from whatever it is that I'm asking of it, right? Because again, coconut is still nature. This is still something from nature, right? How? Right. For who though, right? Because listen, when you start dealing with the cross, and this is where I'm getting at, I want y'all to answer these questions without me stepping on nobody's neck, right? Right, because the coconut representing what spirit is cleansing that, how long is the cleansing for, and is it to remove one hand so to strengthen, right? Because then, if you're throwing it in the crossroad, when you do stuff like that in the crossroad, that's usually Elegua, Eshu, Papa Leg, well, whoever it is in the tradition that you're in that's taking care of that, mix the crossing of it for you. So it's taking it from the crossroads, right? It's got four points, north, south, east, west, that he can come in and take that and make sure that it don't follow you, because you got 3 other routes out for where you going, right? And so if it is for a legua, normally it'll be maybe 3 days, right? And then you discard it. But where's the rest of your protection? If I got something going on in my life that I feel that I need to stick a coconut in my car to protect me, I need something more. Right? Car accidents. They Santeros. What's up with Ogun? Metal, car, iron. That's him. What's up? I got more questions. Don't give me the simple, basic stuff when I need more stuff. You know what I'm saying? This is why I implore you guys, ask all of the questions. Well, where did you get that from? Well, and don't make it seem combative because you really just want to know. This is about knowledge, right? This is about being clear on what it is that I'm doing and why, and what energy it is that I'm dealing with while I'm doing this, so that I know who I'm giving my props to. Who am I giving my mafetefuns, my thank yous to? All of that. It ain't just, I'ma just do it because I wish one of my godfathers tell me some shit, tell me just go do it. We're gonna be here for 4 or 5 hours. Cause no, I got questions. And you gonna answer me, player? Nah. So you figure out, listen, you gotta learn these people, right? You gotta learn how to talk to them. So you would say to her, so the coconut, right? I know it represents like freshness and cleansing, and we wash our heads with it, and we do rogations with it and all that. But what significance does it play with putting it in my car? How does it protect me in my car? And then I'm dropping it in the crossroad. Who's taking it? Is it a legua? Do like that and see what she say. That's how you get them to give little bits of information to say, because she'll say, she's not thinking, oh, he combating me. She's thinking, she ain't even thinking. She's just gonna start talking and say something to get you along the lines of where she coming from with this. You gotta learn how to fucking dig behind holes to talk to people sometimes, especially in these spiritual systems with some of these elders who are not great teachers. They have all of the information and they know all this stuff, but they are not good at referring the information to you in a way that you can utilize it at a later time and understand what the hell you got going on. Because you can't tell me to put a coconut in my car if you can't tell me why I'm doing it and who I'm doing it with. That's half-assed. I don't like half, and this is no disrespect, but it's half-assed if you're not explaining it. Knowledge, understanding, and wisdom. You gotta have the knowledge, right? You gotta understand what the fuck is going on, and then you gotta have the wisdom to know when and where and how and who and all of that kind of shit. That's important because we need to know why, and the younger generation needs to know why things are the way they are and who is the resource. Yes, because these spirits, they want their props. They're not just out here doing it because they ain't have shit else to do. They got wild stuff to do. And they took the time to come do some shit for you. You better say thank you. You better say, acknowledge that you know that I'm the one who did it. Goes into... Somebody asked me, and I ain't even going to go into this long because I went over this plenty of times before about the deity Eshu. What is he about? I'm reading it just like the question, I got it. What is he about? Is he something like karma? So good, reap good. So bad, reap bad. First of all, Eshu and Elegua are two different energies. That's number one. Let me start with that. Eshu is the raw force of nature that you can't have him in your house. He ain't with the inside shit. He won't be outside. That's where you leave him. He's raw. Outside. You deal with him outside. Elegua is the toned down piece of an essence from Eshu's essence that has said, all right, I'll go in the house with them. He'll let you take, that's how you get your warriors. You get Elegua, you get Ogun, you get Achosi, you get Osun, right? Then he'll let you take him in the house and he won't tear up your house unless you're doing a bunch of dumb shit. He's cooled out. So those are two different energies altogether, right? He's the crossroads, right? There's a book that I have posted on my page, Black Gods and Orisha Studies in the New World, or something like that. It's a black and white book by John Mason. You can get it anywhere. It gives you the basic concepts of the cosmic force that the Orisha represent, because the Orisha are cosmic forces of nature, right? So to understand what he does, it's not about karma, it's about choice. When God created us, Olodumare, Olofi, Buddha, the Most High, pick a name, that's what I'm talking about, source, he said, I'm going to give humans free will. Spirits too, because spirit got free will too. Y'all get free will. So with this free will, I'm going to put a guardian that's going to stand in the road of your decisions and give you options. If you are living a righteous life and doing the things that you're supposed to do, he ain't going to knock a branch down in the path that's the good path for you. He gonna leave both paths open and clear for you and let you make the decision that you think you need to make for your life. Good, bad, or indifferent. He don't care. Right? Because if it's bad, it's funny to him. And if it's good, he's like, all right. You know what I'm saying? He don't care one way or the other. He's balanced in this world. He gives you the option to make the choices, and based off of what you choose, that's how it turns out. They always say he's a trickster. He plays games. He do this. He do that. No, he don't. He gives you choices, and he sit back and see which one is this stupid ass finna make. How do you know what to practice when you no longer resonate with Christianity and Catholicism? You get a divination and find out what your path is. We go to Ifa. When I pump Ifa all the time because Ifa is the truth. Orunmila is the witness to creation. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to tell you what your path is supposed to be, what your walk is supposed to be, where you're supposed to be going. And it will not necessarily be Orisha or any of that kind of stuff. You can very well be here to be a spiritualist, right? You can be here to be one of those people that have to deal directly with the dead, right? There are plenty of ceremonies and things that go into washing bodies and all this other kind. We got 1,000 different things that can be done within this tradition, these traditions, right? And when I speak of these traditions, I'm a Paletta, so I'm initiated into the Palo tradition, right? I'm not initiated into Ocha yet, but I do have my Orisha. I have been initiated into the beginning parts of the stages of it. I do have my hand of my Kofa, my hand of Orunmila. I have all of that kind of stuff. I have a gazillion different Orisha in my house that were received by ceremony, my lekes by ceremony, everything by ceremony. I've been part of multiple Ocha houses over a decade, so I work hard in the spiritual community. Along with that, my family has their own Egbe. So I am the Iolode, which is the queen mother of my own Egbe in my spiritual house. And the Egbe covers your spiritual background, your ancestors, your court, your guides, all of that kind of stuff. The foundation, your groundwork, all that stuff, right? So there's like a zillion different places that you can go within this. You are not limited to just one. The Ifa divination tells you what your people are telling you, what was written in your contract that you signed, that you wrote when you came here. I learned other religion or spirituality, all see which one you gravitate to. I be feeling like my ancestors want me to do Santeria, but I be like, I don't know. Where your people from, Savage? Because you got to remember, Santeria is, let me go into the next question. But please tell me where your people from. What do you think the growing popularity of Isheshi in the U.S. offers to the Orisha tradition overall? I don't understand, because Isheshi is the traditions in which the knowledge and the practices were passed forward from our ancestors and from our elders. So, no. Yeah, Alabama, Texas, and Virginia, but go back. Where y'all from originally? Like, what's your heritage? I have mixed feelings about this, and I'm gonna tell you why. I don't like that it's Puerto Rican. I would get a divination and find out. A lot of Hispanic people of Hispanic, not even Hispanic, Puerto Rican, do practice the Santeria faith. You just want to make sure that that's what your ancestors did, and that's what and that's where they would like for you to go. They may want you to go into more lineage style working, if I want to say that, because if you go into a Lukumi house, right, you're dealing with straight Orisha. If you go to a Sheshi house, you're dealing straight Orisha. Santeria places the Catholic saints in front of still the Orisha. I don't like that. When I deal with my Catholic saints, I deal with them on their own accord. I don't mix their energy. What was done out of necessity is no longer a necessity. So I don't understand why no one has decided to say, okay, I know that we did this out of necessity, but it no longer needs to be like that. Not disregarding the Catholic saints. Just have them separated to say, this is Shango, this is Santa Barbara, and that's that. When I talk to Santa Barbara, I talk to her as Santa Barbara, period. I don't mix her, right? When I go to Shango, I go to Shango. I don't mix him. She's non-melanated. He's African. Why would now in 2022 I still need to go pass through the white lady to talk to the black king? Absolutely not. To me, I find it kind of right here to me. That's my personal opinion on it. I look at it that way. So when I go to St. Barbara, she don't feel no kind of way because I ain't calling her Shango. That ain't my trajectory, and I don't want to have to share their energy, right? I want his energy when I want his energy. I want her energy when I want her energy. When I'm giving him my energy, I want him to have my energy. When I'm giving her my energy, I want her to have my energy. I don't want to split nothing with none of them. I want straight and direct access, period, point blank. So, what was necessary at a time to keep something going is an admirable thing, and we thank you for it. However, that's not, no, I don't find comfort in that. I don't find that I'm trying not to be disrespectful because I mean no disrespect, right? But I need clarity. And I want you to understand why I say I don't like it or why I don't do it. It's not because of anything other than he deserves his own separate respect. She deserves her own separate respect. Nobody's killing me for doing that no more. So I'm going to go back to traditional Isheshi and say Shango is Shango. Santa Barbara is Santa Barbara. Now let me go find out what Santa Barbara did in her walk, because I guarantee you half of these people that do this will always Shango, Santa Barbara, Shango, Santa Barbara, Shango. I asked them something about Shango, they can't answer me. I asked them something about Santa Barbara, they can't answer me. What? That's disrespectful to her too. Very much disrespectful to her. So you don't even take the time to find out her story, to find out how she got deified as a saint in the first place, to find out the trials and tribulations of her life, to find out why God thought that it was okay for her to be put in a position to help and lead humanity going forward hundreds of years after her death. Are you kidding me? She deserves that respect just the same as Shango deserves his separate respect. So I'm saying it this way so that you don't think that I'm all the African gods. No, I have plenty of blanquitos in my court. I tell you that all the time. Right? Yes, baby. I do ancestral divinations though. So I only talk to your ancestors. They got to become enlightened spirit and truth, and they got to be elevated. So you got to know at least 2 of them minimum. So that's how I feel about that. Right? The question was back to how do I feel about the Isheshi. As long as they're going to teach it the right way, and as long as they're going to do it the right way, I ain't got no problems with it. However, coming in with that, they don't always do the right things either. Because in Africa, when you receive the hand of Kofa, right, they give you 2 Ikins, right? Because over there, you're going to marry a Babalao. Over there, your husband is a Babalao. They practice Ifa, all of that kind of stuff. That's over there. Over here, we single than a motherfucker. We ain't got a husband if a husband ain't got us, and he damn sure is very, very, very chancy that he'll be a Babalao. So you need your all of your kings in there. Why? Because when you go to Ifa and you get a Babalao to come read, most of the time they're going to read your King because this was born to you. Right? So he got his that he can read you with, but I want you to use mine because I pay money for this. And I had a ceremony for this. And I had to dig for this. And I had to get this. And it was prepared. All the whole ceremony was for me and him and us. So when you read me, I want you to read me and him and us. Can't do that with Tui King. So, some of the idea of, I'm good with it. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're going to come in and tell you the real from a traditional standpoint and explain it, because you got to remember, Us dealing with the Africans is new. They wasn't fucking with us 10, 15 years ago. You couldn't have an African talk to you close for nothing 10 to 15 years ago. I live in New York. We had a whole bunch of them in certain areas. They did not fuck with us. Period. And spiritual, you can forget about it. You can forget about it. There are also a lot of us, but there is also a lot that shy away or are scared of the practices, because in the States we were taught to be scared of the unknown, especially when it comes to spirits. It's over now, though. There's a lot of the teachers who aren't teaching people right, but will have you initiated. But see, I tell y'all all the time that you can't let people force you into doing something like that, right? If you had your relationship with your ancestors and your spirit guides in place, they would shut all of that shit down. Don't speed. Don't rush. And why are you walking into this? Because listen, nobody turns to Orisha because my money was popping, my life was popping, my relationship was popping, I was happy, I was healthy, I was flourishing, and I said, you know what, that shit looks cool, let me go over there. No, you go over there because something done went crazy in your life, and you looking for help, right? You looking for some answers. You looking for somebody better tell me something, because I can't no more, right? So you say, I'm gonna go try that. Go try that. It ain't because your life was grand. It was because you had some shit going on. And your path led you to where you were supposed to be in the first place, which is spiritual, so that you ain't got to be going through this shit no more in your life. However, right? Choices. Right? Choices. It's all about your choices. Choices. Make the right ones. Period. That's it. How do I get to talk to my ancestors? I don't understand what that means. I don't know what that means. You should have an ancestor shrine set up, some type of an ancestor altar shrine or something like that set up, so that you can communicate with your ancestors. So that you have a hub, right? So you have an access point. So that you have a place in your house, a room, basically, not a room, but the area for them, right? You got to find out their stories. You got to find out who they are. You got to find out their names. You got to find out, you got to give them energy, right? For them to be talking to you. They ain't just coming to just talk to you, right? You can ask them to talk to you in your sleep, but you got to do some meditation. You got to get on a frequency. Spirit has a frequency all of their own. First time they answered my petition, I was shocked, right? You got to get on that frequency. So there's head washes that need to be done, spiritual cleanses that need to be done, changes within your life that needs to be done, that allows you to vibrate higher so that your frequency changes. I never know when my frequency... Let me say something. I'll be sitting here sometimes and I just... I don't know whether I've asked the question or something's going on, or I'm looking for something, and that ringing it just start, and it's me pitching into their frequency. It comes so rampant that it just whoops up real quick, that it pops my ear for me to pay attention. Hey, Chamo, for me to pay attention to it, so that now I know when I hear that I need to go sit down somewhere and talk to somebody to see who's trying to get my attention. Right, but you can get like a photo album, right? Put all the pictures in the photo album. On the front page of the photo album, you put their names, because you gotta have their names. You gotta know who you're talking to. It's the frequency that you're linking into. You're trying to get on their frequency. So if you can meditate a little bit more, if you can make sure that your cleansing is up to par a little bit more. Hello, Amy, stay out of my head. If you can, you got to spend time at your altar space, whatever altar space you have that is allowing communication, because everybody don't have a both of those. Some people have an ancestral altar. Okay, so you go there, right? If you have and this is another thing. In the Spanish traditions in Santeria, they teach you that you mix your ancestors with your boveda. That ain't something that we do in any of the African traditional systems. We don't mix our ancestors with nobody. And if you got the original traditions from us, then why the fuck is you mixing the ancestors with your boveda table? That's your spiritual court. They supposed to be separate. Why? Because the ancestors deserve to be separate. They birthed you from their loins. That's my bloodline. My next life cycle, my spirit guides may say that they not fucking with me, right? But my ancestors, they ain't got no choice. It's us, me and them, baby. It's us. Until God say earth is no more. It's us. So why would I want to share, unless you don't have the space, right? And spirit understands and sees what you're working with. In our African traditional systems, when it comes to the ancestors, you got a whole separate shrine for your ancestors, right? It's a total different room. Sometimes they don't even let you back in that motherfucker. Like, you can't go in. No. You can't see it. You can't go in it. Your eyes have never laid eyes on that shit. You can see their other spiritual stuff. You see their Risha. You can see all their other stuff. But don't you dare go back into that shrine area without being, first of all, accompanied, if anything, because if you walk in there, something's going to kick your ass. That's number one. Don't walk up in here. There's rules, right? And there's differences. And so if you're going to go into an African traditional system, I want you to get to the origins of it so that you understand, what are you dealing with? What are you working with? What's going to give me the best bang for my energy source and for the money that I'm spending for this, because ain't none of it free. Okay, except for your ancestors. They're the only ones that you won't get for free. They there with you hard body. Anything else that you got to get initiated to receive or any of that kind of stuff going to cost you bank. So start saving your money. Okay? But you got to learn what you're dealing with. Origin stories. I like origin stories. Why? Who started this? Where did this word even come from? Who made it up? Where did it come from? Right? So now I know where it come from. I need to know the mindset of these bastards who made this word up before I start using it. Because words are spirits, words are commands, words are energy, and words have power. So we are mindful in everything we touch, everything we claim, everything we do, and everything that we walk into. We don't just let anybody have access to our spirits. Our personal spirits, our ori, our essence, us. We gotta be careful. What should I be doing at this stage in my journey? It feels like I am getting connected to self, realignment. The course of your spiritual walk, you're going to realign quite a few times, right? That's the whole point of this work, of this walk. When you're aligned with your, first of all, you got to find out your purpose so that you can align with that, right? You got to find out where you're supposed to be going so that you can align with that. And when I say align with that, that doesn't mean run and jump and leap into it. Steps to it. What do I need to do? So if they tell me that at some point I'm supposed to be a spiritualist, well, I need to now understand what does that mean, right? I need to understand energy. Hi, Sunny. I need to understand the cosmos and this world and how energy manifests itself on this plane and beyond, and what's my connection to it? How do I yield it? How do I work along with it? Who do I have to talk to? And what is it that I need to do in order to make myself accessible to it so that it is accessible to me? I have to understand the relationship between nature, energy, this plane that I am on, and my spirit being here. Why is I'm here? What is I'm supposed to be doing? Now, you figure out the steps that you need to take to get there. Ancestors are always first. Why are the ancestors always first? Your ancestors, everybody think when we talk about ancestors, we only talking about the people that you knew in the past 15 years. 300 years ago, 200 years ago, what about them? What happened to them? There are energies that your ancestors have dealt with in the past, that you've dealt with in another life, that step forward in this life to say, I'm going to rock with you because your ancestors linked. I said that I was going to protect your bloodline. Your grandmother, we love her. Your grandmother is back here with us. Your grandmother opened the door and told us to to come through here for you. She's the one who let us through in the first place. So why would I not go and figure out what my ancestors did so that I know what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing? They're the closest. They're the easiest. They're connect my DNA. We are the same, baby. It's all up in here. I just need to reactivate all of the stuff that they already know. How is that better for me? Well, because they already know how to deal with these spirits. Hello? If I'm intuitive, if I'm connecting, then they're going to tell me what I need to be doing to deal with the spirit. Lately, they have been coming to me. My great-great-grandmother came to me in a dream, and I finally found pictures of her. Yeah, she was telling you, you finna find pictures of me. Now put it up there. So that we can get working, because she got some work to do. She did a lot of stuff. Listen, when you get into them herbs and stuff, and you need to find out whether she read them, I'm getting the what's that, coffee grinds or tea leaves or something like that. Those types of things, when you start learning that stuff, she's the one that's going to be walking you through to show you the images and stuff. It's going to be her energy that you pulling on when you reading that kind of stuff, because that's the type of stuff she did. And she absolutely did that herb work. I'm talking to Mita. Yeah. Know me. She needs you to know her. Don't play. Yeah. I don't know none of these people from, you know what I'm saying? I'm just picking up what they saying. If y'all got any questions, go ahead and ask them. Somebody asked me about what they can do, something in reference to abortion. Can you create your own prayer? Do you have to say certain prayers? You should always start with an organized prayer, right? So some kind of organized prayer, and then you can freestyle from there. You know what I'm saying? You want to open the door with something that's relative to them, meaning something that they're familiar with, right? So for me, again, I come from people who own churches, right? Pastors, deacons, all that kind of stuff. We have our own churches, right? Spiritualist, a church person in the daytime, and in the evening times, Paulo was popping. You know what I'm saying? Spiritual works was popping. All that other kind of stuff was popping. So my ancestors respond to Bible prayers. You know what I'm saying? They also respond to the African prayers. My people respond to whatever energy I'm giving up, as long as it comes from the heart and it's coming in light and spirit and truth. Period. So yeah, you can freestyle, but hit them with the Our Fathers first and then go from there. Huh? Can you create your own prayer to elevate someone? No, I wouldn't leave that to listen, there's nothing that you can't do in prayer. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna start by saying that. There's nothing that you can't do in prayer. However, if you don't know what you're saying, you gotta be very careful with your wording when you're dealing with spirits and the dead, right? You gotta be very careful with your wording. So I would rather go with something that is formatted for me to read first, because you stumble over your words sometimes, you get lost sometimes. Like, everything can't be a freestyle. Some of this stuff needs to be organized because it has to be something that they are familiar with, right? And then one of the other reasons is because what gives words power? What gives prayer power? What gives these spiritual books power? It's the fact that multiple people are using the prayers, right? So this is energy that anytime someone says these grouping of words, it's a high vibrating energy, because that's what prayer is usually done, and with these words, and this is what's ringing off into the universe. And so I want that frequency. I need to get my prayers uplifted to that frequency. So I'm going to use something that it's been a prayer that's been repetitive, which is like the Our Father prayer that we do all the time, because it's such a well-known prayer that people do all of the time, and it is a frequency that you're leaning towards when you're using this prayer, because spirit is familiar with these words, right? It's like when you ring a bell, you know the sound of a bell ringing. Well, I know what the sound of prayer when it starts with Our Father who art in heaven. We all know what's finna go down. What had happened? You know what I'm saying? They praying right now. What's good? You know? How do you know when an ancestor is elevated? Were they good people in life, right? Because some people, when they transition, there's not a length of time that they need to wait around in order for them to be elevated. They did such good things in life, and they were such good people in life that they're already elevated when they cross over, because their spirits are clean, their hands are clean, they were good people, right? If you had those that were a little iffy in life, or they died a tragic death or something like that, you would need to either do things in order to elevate them. We go to the Catholic Church and offer an intention-based mass for them, which the people at the church got their names, put the candle, lift them up in prayer. That's basically what it's doing. It's giving their energy, their spirit a shot of energy, so that they're able to, like, it's like charging a dead battery. You know what I'm saying? The battery's dead. Nobody's giving no energy to this battery. Oh, I need a jump. Bam. That's what the church do. It's going to give them a jump. So normally you can ask them, if you don't divine, if you don't know anyone who divines, you can ask them to present themselves to you in a dream. If they come to you dilapidated or looking crazy or looking disheveled or looking any kind of way other than bright and airy, you know what I'm saying? They need elevation. If you ever in African traditional systems, our ancestor stuff go on the floor, right? Some of y'all ancestors are not elevated enough to be on the floor. So when you light a candle and you put it on the floor, that bitch will burn black. Because they're like, no. We need elevation. So you can't put us on the floor yet. We have to receive enough shots of energy by keeping us on the elevated platform, because we don't have enough reserve, right? You put it on a higher table or something like that. When that candle starts to burn light again, you know that it's working. When it's burning clear, that's how you know that there's peace going on over there at this time. You know what I'm saying? And again, we don't call on ancestors until after a year of their passing, unless they come to us first. Sometimes they ain't waiting no year. They come. I had somebody in my family pass. It was a week later, and she was in my ear. I was like, "Why do I feel your breath on my ear like that?" Like, it freaked me out at first because it was like so unexpected, and I was like, "Is someone whose lips are on my ear?" Bitch, it was her. I was like, "Oh shit." And she had just passed a couple of weeks before, so it wasn't even a month had gone by. But she needed something, so she came and she told me. So I was like, "Okay," took care of it. She didn't have to waste no time to be elevated or none of that other kind of stuff. She was good after that. I was told my great-grandma was a healer. She go to people's houses. Every time I ask my family, they get defensive. This is on my father's side. So can you talk to people on your dad's side? Anybody that you're familiar with that you can speak to in order to get some more information about her? Maybe a little bit of meditation in front of your ancestor's shrine, looking at her picture with a light and a candle and some water, and ask her, show you some stuff, or show you in your dreams. What do you think it means? I had a dream with 3 crescent coming into 1 moon and went from yellow to white, and it was daytime, but the sky was beautiful navy blue with stars. Wait. 3 crescent moons coming into 1 moon. Oh, aren't you the one who said that you're in your journey right now, and you feel like you're trying to realign, right? So this, for me, first of all, if I were you, I would be working with the cycles of the moon. When the moon is growing, that's when you're doing your manifestation works and things of that nature, when it's growing until it's full. And then when it starts to wane, that's when you do your cleansing practices and things of that nature, because the moon is automatically leaving. So you allow the energy of the moon to pull away whatever it is that you don't need or require any longer in your life. So you may want to do some more moon rituals. Moon cycles is what you want to look into for when you're doing your rituals, because you already do some stuff, but you want to work with the moon because it will help you in order for the energies to do its job. Like, you're doing what you're doing, but the energy of the universe is going to help you push it faster, make it more what's the word I'm looking for? profound. More profound. How can I? My grandmother passed away last year. Now my great-grandfather smoked cigars. And after my birthday this year, I have been craving a cigar. I asked my mommy who smoked cigars. It was... Wait, how can I? How can you what? I don't have the beginning of your oh, wait. Oh, I'm trying to get to the beginning of your question because I'm not understanding what you're asking me, babe. I'm sorry, I didn't see the beginning of the question. I understand that VR with her and have no problem doing that. Thank you for your response. I was just, what? Waxing. Oh, yeah, the waxing and the waning moon. You have to look up the I don't know who it is in your court, but you have some people that like worked along with the cycles of nature. You have some very I'm getting witches. You got some witches back there. I'm sorry, guys. Oh wait, somebody. They can see these questions when I open it. Y'all know this is not gonna be private. Let's see if it opens up because it's not opening up right now. I don't know, it ain't working. Somebody had asked me about anything that they can do for... She didn't say miscarriages, she said abortions, right? If there are issues and you have children after the abortion, or you have other children, you may want to get an Ifa divination, and this is why. There's energies that are called Abiku, which are children that were not meant to be here for a long time. And sometimes those children's energies, those spirits, don't make it to birth, right? Because either the child was aborted or the child was miscarried, right? If the child was aborted, and you have other children, that child's spirit is part of your egbe, which is your family up in heaven, right? They can mess with you. They can mess with your kids. They can keep it very interesting around your household and around your life until you give them their last rites. That's all they want is recognition. That's all they want is to know that you honored them and their life and their spirit, and that they mattered, right? So that's what the last rites is. That's the ceremony. It's called the Abiku ceremony, but it's basically a last rites kind of a thing. There is an offering, there's a sacrifice, there's all of that. There's ashes to ashes, dust to dust, all that kind of stuff is done. There's songs that's sung, there's incantations, there's invocations, there's all of that kind of stuff to put this child's spirit to rest, so that the spirit is now a help to you and not a harm. Once you do these things, and everybody is not required to do them, even though they had an abortion. If you don't have any other children afterwards, sometimes these energies don't bother you. However, if you use abortion as a form of birth control, they fucking with you, right? It was a big thing with this Roe versus Wade turnover. A lot of the reasons why that was happening, because we got a lot of Abiku energies, because it was at one point I was helping the elders do mad ceremonies. We were doing mad ceremonies. These babies was acting, just tearing these people's lives up, because they was not having it and they was not with it. And they like, you gonna give me my last rites, or I'm gonna run you through the ground, baby, because you not gonna use this as a form of birth control. Y'all gotta think about spirit in this. I don't like to talk about certain things because it's touchy with women's rights and all that other kind of stuff. That's cute, but spirit don't care about those rights. They're not trying to hear that when you're using it. And we're not talking about somebody who was raped or molested or any of that kind of stuff. I said, if you're using it, don't mess my words up. If you're using it as a form of birth control, that's a problem. Okay? Some energies understand your situation and that you just couldn't do it. It wasn't feasible. It wasn't possible. Whatever your reasons were, fine. Give me my last rites and I will not bother you. But now you have another spirit that's part of your egg bay, that's part of your court, that's part of your team that will work with you. And it is an ancestor now. Because once you give them that last rites, because they get named. They get names. Okay? You gave me a name. I have an identity, right? What happens? The rest of the ancestors now embrace that child's spirit. That child is placated. That child is satisfied. And that energy is now one of your biggest supporters. And that child will watch out for your other kids. So it's very important to understand that when you do these things, actions have consequences that are more than just what you see on this plane. Spirit don't miss shit. They keeping tabs. So you got to stay on your job. You got to stay on your game, which means you need a divination to find out if this child needs the last rites. Also, that person needs to take care of their organs, their womanly organs, and if you know anyone or try to get a pranic or Reiki, something to balance those chakras again, because I don't know what kind of they used, but those types of things throw your chakras out of whack. Anything foreign that's coming in to remove anything or anything like that, you're fucking up your chakras, right? So they can be balanced again. You ain't gonna die, right? You can get your chakras balanced, but you need a energy healer to do that for you, and they clean you up at the same time, because a lot of that stuff leaves cords and scar tissue and things of that nature that are not. They're in a spiritual form. Like some of us can see energy. It can be with a miscarriage as well. You know what I'm saying? It can be with the miscarriage as well. You got to have it read. We don't guess at anything like that. We don't guess at stuff like this. So it's divined on, and it normally it comes out in Odu that says you need to have something taken care of. Something's not complete with you. It can be the same scenario. It can be the very same scenario that you had a miscarriage and then you had a baby after. That first spirit can still mess with you. It doesn't happen all the time, though. This is not an all the time thing. This is not everybody. Everybody got a miscarriage or everybody got an abortion. No, it's not all the time. That's just free will. Remember, these spirits, just like us, got free will to say, I'm gonna fuck with this bitch. Because I've been watching her. And she been doing X, Y's, and Z's, and Z's, Y's, and X's. So I'm gonna go tear her up to let her know that what she's doing has repercussions to her actions. Who have issues getting pregnant is because they've done something wrong in the past. Like, no, I don't believe that, V. Sadie. I don't believe that at all, because there'd be plenty of people that do stuff to you that make you block you so that you can't have a baby. How about that? Spiritually. And you don't even know it. Miscarriages are natural unless you go ride a roller coaster or get pushed down the stairs. Or somebody do something to you, have you lose that baby. Them shits ain't always natural. No, they not. I know plenty of people that have miscarriages because somebody done did some shit. Can an Orisha come to you? Yes. Orisha can come to you. I'll say this. I had two and had my baby girl, and when I had them, I always acknowledge them when I had my baby girl. She's a beauty. I've had very pregnancy, auntie. You're right. Yeah. And as simple as it was, as you acknowledging them, sometimes that's all that they need. Some people do stuff like that just from the kindness out of their heart and just because of how they were feeling and just how they, they didn't want it to be the way that it was, but circumstances were what circumstances were, right? And so when it happens, you sat there, you wrote a letter, you talked to the spirit, You did what you could at the time, right? And so they don't bother you. But some people don't do that. Some people just take that, act like they had orange juice and keep it pushing like nothing happened. And no. Those be the ones. It's karmic. I don't know about that. What karmic for a miscarriage? You have a blue light on in your room. I see a blue light reflected in your eyes. No, baby. No blue light. Oh, that's my ring light. If it's green, if you see a green rounds, that's my ring light. I'm just looking. I didn't see nothing with karma, but no. And I can't. This thing with the questions is not opening up for some reason. I can't see the thing that y'all are putting in here. I see 5 questions, but I don't know why Instagram is not. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think I have it on this phone, but I can't see it. So if you want to type in here, please do. Feel free to put it there so that I can see what you're asking. Yeah, it won't let me in here. You're welcome, baby. Someone asked me, is a sweet bath always required after a cleansing bath? Wait. Yes, I was in my tub and I prayed and I asked for God for forgiveness. I felt so much better. My baby girl is so precious and smart. And I prayed a lot while pregnant with her. You see, your energy was on a whole different. You was on the right road. You know what I'm saying? You felt what you felt, and you gave up that energy, and spirit responds to energy. We are energy, right? Energy is a currency of the universe. You didn't even understand it, but you knew. That's why I say everything from a place of love. Even when we do our pranic healing, the best healers are ones not from technique, but love. Those are the best ones. Those are the ones that they are the bomb healers. Like strangers, you don't even have to know them. And when they heal you, or they clean you, or they do whatever it is that they do, they knocking that shit out because they're doing it from their heart. It's like a pure love. Like when we do certain meditations, and I'm not even gonna front, when I went to this pranic healing center, it was feeling very cultish at first, and I was like, I got questions. But after a while, it started to make sense, right? I was like, okay, because I'm going to need my checks back if y'all with this cult shit. But they teach you how to heal from love, right? The technique is the technique, but where you doing this from? So we do a lot of meditation using energy from our hearts, right? From our crown, right? But when we're doing energy healing on someone else, or charging an area with energy, we'll pull it from the universe, right? But when we're doing the cleansing and stuff, it's from our hearts that we're asking for the energy to be moved and things of that nature. So the ones that are doing things from the good of their hearts, from a place of love, the best healers, the best healers. I was kicked down there as a kid. You never had that checked out, baby? Are you supposed to blow this cigar on your ancestors? Ultimately, why should you spray alcohol on it? The cigar smoke, yes. First of all, because they want it and they ask for it. And remember, spirit can't taste, but they can. They can smell. It's the sense of smell that you're going for, and also the cigarette smoke itself allows you to clean the air, right? The smoke allows for the air to be clean so that the vibration that you're getting is clean, so that you got a clear signal to hearing them. So that's why we do the cigar smoke. 1, to clean the air. 2, because it allows the clarity of the energy in the area for you to connect better with whoever you're blowing the smoke on. And the other one is because they want the cigar smoke. You can't, they can't just smoke it. You got to light it and let it go. So once you blow the smoke, that means that the cigar is lit. You give it to them. Some of them, remember, smell clicks memory. I get acid through the money. No, I don't burn ancestors' money. I'm not Asian. Do you feel the land can speak to you? I'm an Indigenous American and I'm very... Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Everything that has a life force has the ability to communicate with you. That's because you're in water, baby. That's because you're in water. So you may want to... Oh my God, I just bought 2 cigars, and that's what I was saying. My great-grandfather, my grandfather, been smelling that in my gum. Used to smoke on my life. Listen, yeah, and I don't, when I blow the smoke on them, I get something to sit the cigar in, and I'll sit it over there lit and let them keep it going if they want to, because they can smoke, they can manipulate the cigar to where they're smoking it, right? They just can't, they don't have a sense of taste unless they're like borrowing your body. You know what I'm saying? But they have a sense of smell. That's when we give them food and stuff. We don't put forks and knives and spoons and stuff down. They're not eating that shit. They standing there inhaling it like everybody. They want to know what they remembering the smell. They remembering eating it because their spirit, they can't eat. They can't have no use for consumption or anything other than energy. No, I ain't been in the Bronx in over 30 years. I'm in Westchester, baby. I see a lot of people because they're copying and following people. I tell people all the time. I did a whole video on the ancestral money. You're not Asian. What black people you know that you could burn money in front of them and it makes a difference other than them telling you what's going on with you? My people don't recognize that. Did you 2 cigars and you've been smelling about the cigars, babe? I'm missing some stuff here. I have no choice, still close. Laugh aloud unless I ain't calorie. About the cigars, yeah, you should. If this is about the cigars, yeah, you need to go smoke it and light it and leave it over there. Also, V, oh, I didn't see that. Hold up. Child, I don't see it. I don't see it, baby. Every time I get to the top, it slaps me back down to the bottom. Baby, I can't find it. I'm sorry. She passed a year ago. I don't know what the thing was, but have you added her to your ancestral's altar? Have you done anything to help venerate her? What can we use to protect our children when they are outside school, family, and houses? These same little sprays and stuff that we be making to protect ourselves. You need to be washing these babies' clothes in it. Red is a very protective color for children, so if they can get some red socks, a red undershirt, something like that underneath it, you can make little talismans for them to protect them. You should always be cleaning them when they come home from school, though, because kids pick up energy all day, every day, especially if they're around other kids. So you clean them off, get them into the habit of going to the ancestors' altar or something and cleaning themselves in front of them. You can use Efun, which is cascarilla. We take it in our hands and we just hold it and rub it down and clap 3 times and let it go. Why do a lot of Hispanic folks that have been in the 21 divisions, Palatos Center, they usually revert back to Christianity? Why do a lot of people do this in your opinion? I have no idea. Santeria, we already talked about that. So, 21 divisions, I don't understand. Paleto, I don't understand any of that. I don't know. I'm going to say that they didn't understand the full brunt of what they were getting into, and they were the people that were running too fast and didn't understand what this walk required, and they went back to Christianity because Christianity is easier. Nobody holds you accountable over there. They want their 10%, they want their tithes, and they want your attendance at the church. That's all they care about. You come over here to spirituality, these same spirits are the ones standing up there looking at you like you plumb stupid every time you do something dumb, and they are waxing that ass. There are requirements, there are spot checks, there are all of them kind of things when you walk over into these organized religions or organized traditions or whatever we're calling them right now. It's easy over there in church because ain't nobody watching you. When you do this, somebody's watching you 24 motherfucking 7. 24/7, and then you can't get away with shit. You walk into, because when you walk into these Orisha worlds, you're supposed to be willing to change your life. You're supposed to be willing to do better. You're supposed to be willing to change all of the bad stuff about yourself that you need changing and fixing and elevate and vibrate and all that other kind of stuff. You're supposed to be living better. You're supposed to be being better. You're supposed to be doing for your community. You're supposed to do all kinds of different shit. And here you go thinking, oh, I'm going to get these elect A's and everybody going to throw themselves on the floor in front of me. Yeah? Spirit said, I saw you doing that same shit you did before you got initiated. So we're going to drag you because this initiation was cute, but it allowed us to now drag you good. You dragged. Thank you, Amy. They run back to Christianity because they got dragged for not doing the work, period. Nah, that's she right. That's it. Nah, it ain't because they wasn't learning anything. What are you learning in church? Nothing. So it ain't because of that. You ain't getting away with the shit you getting away with in church. When you realize the responsibility of what it was, I'm going to go back. As long as I'm dealing with God, they say I'm going to deal with God. All right, go over there and deal with God. You still was initiated. They still going to drag you. So whether you go back to the church or not, you think those spirits is going to say, I'm going to leave her alone? No. You made a pact. When you die, that's when they'll stop bothering you. Until then, I don't care where you sit in the church. Spirit comes sit right next to you in church and have a full conversation with you, fucking with you. Kidding me? Why do you think people say talking to your ancestors is demonic? Because when we were hold up. I prayed the Our Father prayer for my granny, and 16 hours later I was on a prophetic Facebook Live, and the prophet said my name and said access granted. My granny got her wings. I felt like I elevated her. I mean, your grandmother clearly didn't need that much elevation. She just needed to be remembered. You know what I'm saying? One prayer, doing the Our Father prayer, there's nothing wrong with it, right? It's very good. You're thinking of her. You're keeping her memory alive, and that does elevate their spirits, right? So she wasn't, she was a relatively good woman. So remember, I said in the beginning of this that if they weren't bad people, some of them do not require a whole lot of nothing when they transition. Their spirits are already flying high because they were good people in life. They have points. They got wild points. God is looking at them like, nah, you good. Go help your people. She be like, all right, I'm going to help her now. Why do people think this is the ancestors is demonic? Because you have to remember that when we were kidnapped from our lands, and we were doing all of the practices that we were doing that were our regular ways of life, and they came over there and can't understand what we're doing. They can't understand what we're saying. They can't understand how we're making. Who's eating fire? Who's doing? Oh no! This is evil. Okay, but in the Bible they said that the burning bush, and well, who set the bush on fire? That's magic. Who did that? If Moses parted the Red Sea, or whoever it was parted the Red, that's magic. If Jesus healed the sick, that's magic. Herb magic, plant magic. I don't know what kind of magic, but it's just all magic. So because you wrote it in your book, it was okay for you to do it. But because when we did it in our language and in our lands, and you had no access to it, nor could you understand what we were saying, nor could you understand what we were doing, nor could you yield it. You couldn't yield it. So I gotta say it's evil. Not only do I gotta say it's evil, if you try to do it, I'm gonna kill you and your whole family. We're not gonna let you have access to spirit, because that's giving you access to yourself, and that's giving you power. So not only are we gonna take that from you, now I'm taking your name too. I don't want you to even remember who you was. Because in Africa, your name meant something. Your name means something. So I'm going to take everything that means something to you from you. So it's evil. I got to label it something. That's why. Right. Hi, Ruby. Can AA sing traditional expedition songs? What's AA? Oh, African Americans. If that's what they respond to, listen, y'all got to get out of the titles and the what are the words of the song saying? Will they respond to the music that I'm playing for them? Is it something about it that's reminiscent or will trigger a memory for them? You know what I'm saying? We play what they respond to. Shall come from word riches in their hands and mercies put on their mouth. We play what they respond to. They won't even forget, but they be using it all the time. Right? They would listen. That's why they all trying to get into the African traditional systems now. Well, why don't you go find Thor? Where's Hecate? Where's the Vikings? Go get your runes. Do all of that kind of stuff. Y'all, they look past their own people because they know they see what we got and they want what they got. But instead of them saying, well, what do I have? They still in that mindset of kidnapping, stealing, raping, pillaging, and plundering what doesn't belong to them just because they want it. No. Go over there and ask your ancestors, how do you talk to Hecate? Go figure her out. You wonder why black people and all of these people of mixed races and all this other kind of stuff, Hispanics, Cubans, Dominican, whatever, they born Hecate. They got the Viking squad. They got all these other spiritual people in their court. Why? Because the white people ain't calling on them. The white people ain't working with them. They so busy in our business that they leaving their gods and their goddesses out in the wind. And so they're like, who's calling to me? That's who I'm fucking with. You got your own. You don't got to be over here unless you're called to be over here. If you're called to be over here, that's a different ball game. But if you ain't called, you go find your own people. That stuff still works. That stuff still rocks. Just like if we got to give ours energy, you got to give yours energy too. If you're not giving up the energy, that's why it's not working for you. It's because you're not interested in it, because you don't see it's mainstream. You're worried about what's mainstream instead of what works for you. My walk is not your walk is not my walk. Figure out what works for you. Yeah, because they selling it. Which is another cut the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. Listen, because they're supposed to ask the spirits if it's okay before they just initiate them. But what I've been paying attention to is that ain't nobody asking their Orisha no more, for the most part. These people, if it's okay to have this person part of their house or to be initiated. They taking the money and just doing whatever and not doing half the shit right. It's out of control. Totally and completely out of control. I think I answered all the questions that's on my paper. Somebody said that they be seeing signs all over. Is a sign right? Seeing signs all over, and then what? Well, what kind of signs is you seeing, right? What kind of signs are you seeing? And what are you doing to connect spiritually? I honestly be feeling like the ancestors going to sit along. Oh, they already started sitting a lot of motherfuckers down. Oh, it's already started. Y'all just don't be seeing it. I be seeing it, and I be sitting back here giggling. They have already started. People getting their asses handed to them left and right, and they be quiet than a motherfucker when they be going down. I don't say nothing because it ain't my business. But I be seeing it, and I be like, good for you. They getting sick of it. They getting sick of it. I'm the only grandchild of my grandma that's always been interested in spirit. I feel like I'm someone in my family bloodline to whom cause. I wonder why it fell on me and no one else. I love to him. I mean, they knew who was going to do the job. Like they knew what contract you signed, and they saw the trajectory of your life and you the only grandbaby, like, who else gonna do it? They want you to forget they be using it all the time. Yeah, they would love to use it. They be telling me to stay out of the way. I be like, no problem. Huh? Oh yeah, let them catch it. You don't want to be there to catch none of that blowback. I think you left off at cleansing and something about it. Oh, thank you, my love. Sweet bath after a bitter bath. Balance in life. Everything's balanced, so you should. Yes. Some people got issues where they need to take a spiritual cleansing bath for more than, like, if you get a 9-dayer, some people get that. 9 days, you got to take a spiritual cleansing bath. When you finish that bath, something else can happen, and you just got to cleanse again. But at some point, you have to put the sweetening in there. You can't keep cleaning off the muck and gut, because when you're doing the stripping, you're stripping everything off, right? So you want to be in control of the energy that you're allowing or putting back on you, right? So that's what the sweetener does. It calls back in all of the good. You're replacing one with the other. You're replacing the dirt, the muck, the guck, the negativity, and the sweetening bath is calling back into the positivity, the love, the manifestation, the money, all of the good energy that gives birth to something good, that grows, that flourishes. You got to call that stuff back in, because you can't just clean. At what point do you plateau out? You know what I'm saying? You got this balance, right? If I'm here and I'm taking all of this stuff off of me that's going to bring me back here, I'm going to call in the energy of the good stuff while I'm coming up, so that it meets me, so that everything that I want good is now able for me to reach it, because that's how I'm vibrating. That's the frequency that I'm on. That's what these herbs have given me, the ability to link up with that energy of manifestation, of good, of love, of growth, of healing, or whatever it is that you're asking for. You have to clear the way so that energy allows for you to receive it. Sorry. I got mounted for the first time at my first Misa, but it was through dance. How can I develop my knowing of who that was that danced with me that night? Why don't you know who it was that danced with you that night? If you were mounted, you should not have left that Misa without knowing who was that. Nobody said nothing about the energy of who was on you, who took care of you. How did you come back? Sorry, I'm back. This is called me. Had to let her know how awesome you are. She can trust you. Thank you, my love. No, I'm not the only grandchild. I'm just the one only who really connected to my granny. Even when she was here, we used to talk about the deepest of deaths. Her birthday is 2 days before mine. So if you can't do a sweetening bath, can you go in? No, what do you mean? There is no. Why can't you do a sweetening bath? Tell me that. Why can't you do a sweetening bath? Consider your cleansing bath as an antibiotic that fixes everything, so that now you have to put back. Thank you, baby, Amy. Yes, you gotta put the sweet back in. And what is? Okay. Incense cleans the air, right? That ain't got nothing to do with your body. It got nothing to do with your vessel. That has nothing to do with all of the little things that have lint. Energy is like lint balls. Or no, energy is like cat hair. There you go. That's even better. Cat hair. Cat hair be everywhere. Dog hair be everywhere. That's what energy is. If I tell you that I can see energy in the air, right? Prana, in the air. It's universal energy. It's in the air. I can look at it and I can see it on a sunny day, right? It look like little silver squiggles. Some of it be circular. Some of it look like that, right? If you go like this up to the sun, you can see it. What is incense going to do? Yes, I saw it, V. You better make the time. That's a problem. You better make the time. You better make the time. This is your walk. This is important. There is balance to life. You can't clean without sweetening. You can't eat without shitting. You can't drink without pissing. There's a balance and an order to things. Don't do that unless you just want to be extra because it comes to a point where they'll tell you you cleaning too much. I've seen that. You doing too much cleaning. Why you not sweetening? Your energy's all off. It throws you off of balance. If everything in the world, in this universe is balanced, why do you think that you can skip out on balancing that if you decide to deal with universal energetic forces? You can't. You can't skip. You can't remix it. It's balanced. The things that are balancing, you gotta keep them balanced. And remember, you're not doing the cleansing bath and the sweetening bath on the same day. You're doing your cycles. You're doing 3, 5, 7, or 9s on cleansing, 3, 5, 7, and 9s on sweetening. I did an all-green bath for my baby in my household, and it changed the atmosphere. Mind you, I'm 24, and I've known these things unknowingly. So listen, that comes through your blood. What you mean enough time for it? Thank you, Energy Heals. Enough time for it. What? Damn, my phone's out of the miss about Mountain Spirit. I be only doing bitter baths. I need to do sweet. V, you know better. And you know better. And you know better. And you know better. How do you want the sweet things in life if you're not calling it to you? How do you get it? You're not calling it to you. You're not, remember, we are energy, right? Us. We are energy. We are energies. The Iron Man suit got a little nigga on the inside. You the little nigga on the inside. You need to clean all of that stuff up. Your suit gotta get clean. Right? You gotta call in what you want. You can't be lighting candles and think, oh, the universe is gonna respond to me. Not with your vibration ain't right. You're not even on the right frequency of the laws of attraction. Right? You got to do something to attract certain things to you, right? So if I'm cleaning, I'm pushing away. At what point do I embrace to pull back in? You cleaning, you pushing it, right? Where's the pull? Push and pull. That's part of motion, right? First universal kinetic law is that of balance, right? Hello. You can't forget about it. Jen, she asked, how did you come back and mentioned it was going, I think, huh? I know, I was tired. I just remember going back to my seat. I do tons of sweets and then once a while, sour plant. What is a sour plant? I feel amazing. I did a 3-day cleansing bath, and days later I did a sweetening love, and I was full love and attack love from everyone at my shop. Good. True. Someone once told me, don't take sweet bath after bitter because I already have a natural way of it. They didn't want you to get no money, and they didn't want. That's stupid. That doesn't even make sense. You have a natural way. Then you should have had a natural way of cleaning yourself too, but you didn't, right? That makes no sense. Whoever that was, don't listen to them about nothing spiritual. Would you like to work at a job and not get your paycheck? Think of your sweet bath as your paycheck, huh? Attract there, huh? Y'all, I'm trying to read everything here. It's going fast. I learned to balance it out. Bitter than sweet, right? Yes, bitter than sweet. I've been dreaming with Yamaya at the beach a lot. Do I need to do something? You get a reading. Are you initiated into any of the traditions? Do you have warriors? Do you have anything within the Orisha traditions? Alekes, anything? What's the dreams about? And how do you know it's Yamaya? My cousin was told by this spiritualist to take a bitter bath, then wash it off and take a sweet bath. Because she doesn't know what she's doing. I think of it that way now. That's good. No. You can't take a spiritual cleansing bath and then not get out the shower, open a bottle of sweet bath and then pour it over you. No, that makes no sense. At what point did you give it the energy, a chance to work? No. You know what the distraction is? The spirit trying to tell them to cut the shit out. Stop it, because they're giving wrong information. That's what the distraction was. Listen, to be honest, your ancestors will even tell you what bath and what herbs to choose. My granddad, that's true. Yeah, what's a sour bath? Sour herbs. Been dreaming about lots of fish. Right, but what about you? What about the image, that feminine energy that you saw? Describe her. You were at the beach and she poured water on you. Describe what you saw. Been dreaming about lots of fish lately. Okay, Cruz, I don't know if you're male or female, but who's pregnant? Listen, you don't get pregnant. Don't get nobody pregnant. What was the fish doing? You know, they say you start dreaming about fish, you dreaming about somebody pregnant, somebody getting pregnant. Y'all know these winter months, y'all be laid up. We get a lot of I don't know what the September babies are, but we got a lot of them around this time. Lemon lime spritzer. Yeah, you better be careful. You're gonna get something underneath that tree for Christmas. You ain't gonna be able to get rid of that one. Yeah, a shark is considered a fish, but sharks are also predators. Like, so what was the dream about? Because it may not be what you're thinking. Okay, but I'm gonna block you if you don't cut this shit. Disgusting. Nobody want to hear that. The fish jumped out the water and a guy put it in my shirt, and it was a pond full of fat fishes. Booby, listen. Can I just ask, what made you think that was Yemeya? Why wouldn't you have thought that was one of your ancestors, feminine energy? I was told that I have to protect my head physically. I've hit my head twice this year, and then the very next day I banged my head on the corner. What can I do for more protective besides? You gotta wash your head, baby. You gotta balance. You gotta ground yourself. For you to be clumsy and tripping around, that means that your feet are not planted firmly on the ground, which means that you're not balanced. You gotta work more on your foundation. The foundation solidifies you, and helps to balance you. So you have to clean your head, right? You have to ground, and you have to balance. We have certain things in traditions that we get. I can say that we get anklets put on our ankles and fed ceremony style over particular energies, right, to help keep us grounded. For those of us who are just a little bit too, flighty, right? You may be very well one of those people, but you don't know unless you get it divined on. All of this stuff comes up in divination. It's not just, you're supposed to be over here doing a Risha. No, you need grounding. You need, all of that kind of stuff comes up. Do you have any experience with Reiki healing? Thoughts on it? I had a Reiki session last week and I've been sleeping so much ever since. I've had Reiki sessions done. My healers are pranic healers, which is energy healers, which is similar. I have nothing to say bad about Reiki. I've had it done before. I've had it done in the past. It's worked wonders for me. I'm one of those people that can do those types of energy healings because I don't choose them. My ancestors choose very good practitioners. I, though, only choose healers and practitioners that have some type of an intuitive ability, because I'm intuitive. So when I be in a room with them, I be seeing their spirit guides and stuff, and I can see like who's doing what. So sometimes they don't even be known, but sometimes I see a little bit clearer. Now I remember I had a session done with another young lady, and I'm like, yo, who are these people in the room? And she was like, well, who do you see? And I'm like, that, and that. And this one's doing this, and this one's doing this, and this one's doing this. I was like, oh. So then my people start talking at the same time. And so they're telling me just chill out because this is what he's doing, this is what he's doing, this is what he's doing. And I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm telling the girl, like, yo, you know you got this, and this in here, and they're doing this, and this while she's doing that. She got a crew back here doing all this other stuff, and she's laughing because she's supposed to be healing me, but I'm telling her what the fuck's going on in this room, because bitch, I see it. Because my people is like, don't act stupid. You know, you start acting stupid when you see spirits, they are okay. So I was like, all right. Sorry. Wait, let me go back. So yeah, Reiki all day, as long as a person is reputable, they know what they're doing, all day. Okay, I had a dream one day, and my granny was dressed in red underwater, and fishes were all around her, and she was saying she is no more pain, and she was about to eat fish. That's good. I want to learn and get Reiki done on myself. You got to take a course to get certified to be a Reiki practitioner. I took down my ancestor altar to focus on school, and now I have a clear ball patch. When they say snatch your edges, what you think that means? They was like, literally. Why do you... Thank you, Monkey Bag J. Listen, Money Bag J, are you kidding me? Put that shit back up yesterday. Listen, how many hours a day do you think that you need to be in your ancestors' face? That doesn't make any sense. I talk to them in the mornings, right? Is with my prayer, my coffee, my chit chat. I got her edges straight snatched. My chit chat, my what's going on, you know what I'm saying? Some of them read tarot cards, so if I'm gonna flip my cards, I'm gonna flip my cards and all that other kind of stuff. But 10 minutes max, in and out with them in the mornings. You know what I'm saying? If I'm in there cooking, they'll be like, run me some of that, and I'll be like, bet money. Because you know what? I have so many spirit guides, and my ancestors, they don't do a lot. Because they don't have to. And I don't require them, I want them to chill. You know what I'm saying? Unless they want to do something, I'll be like, y'all want to do X, Y, and Z? They'll be like, yeah, I'll do it. Or nah, let them do it. But for the most part, it be my spirit guides that do most of the stuff. But like work-wise and protection-wise and all that other kind of stuff. But my ancestors, they have to open the door to let spirit through so that they on chill mode at this point. They've done their job. You know what I'm saying? They still guide me. They still talk to me. They still tell me. I still talk to them. I divine with them. All of that kind of stuff. So the communication is still there. Relationship is still there. All that. But they don't have a lot that they have to do because I have so many spirit guides that they've allowed access to me to work with me that they take the brunt of the shit that be going on. I have a picture of my granny in my car a while to put my altar up, and trust me, I got snatched ass designs about it. I don't remember. Oh, Amy. Oh. Yo. Y'all be playing with these ancestors. They will snatch you all the way up. All the way up. No holds barred. No questions asked. You won't even expect that shit coming. You just find yourself in the air one day and don't know how you got there. I'll tell you how you got there. Your ancestors pulled your feet. Pulled your whole feet. I want to know why this is not letting me see these questions. There's got to be some type of update I didn't do. Yeah. I want y'all to, this is the end of the year, right? What new did y'all try this year? What new have you learned this year? What have you implemented this year that has been productive in your spiritual walk that you are taking into your next year? Fuck around and find out all day. Yeah, put that altar back, because you can't, that's like, you can't start giving them energy and then take it away. They're like, what are you doing? And why are you doing it? It doesn't even make sense. You gotta focus on school. You need help with school. Suppose you got some stupid teachers. Suppose you got, you know what I'm saying? Who in their family was a scholar, right? When you having trouble studying and focusing and all of that other kind of stuff and understanding things, who was your learned ancestor? These are the times that they come in to help you. I got some ones that, like, when I'm doing anything with mechanics or anything like that, there's always one of them that come through. My uncles, my grandfathers, I'm like, boo, let me do it. And I'll be like, all right. because I don't know what they be doing. I don't have enough space to have mine up. You have, how much space do you need? You have a whole apartment or you live in a room? Setting boundaries and stop drowning in fear of my inner self and releasing old habits, old belief systems of forgive, and compassion. Yeah, you forgive, but you don't forget. And don't, the boundaries means you forgive, you don't gotta let them back in. You know that, right? That's what I learned this year and taking with me. Yeah, just know that forgiveness doesn't require you to allow that person access to you. You just releasing any feelings from it. I'm releasing that people pleasing shit. Yeah, that shit is exhausting. People pleasing is exhausting. And don't nobody got time for that. I'm not going to be exhausted trying to keep you happy and I'm over here miserable. We got to take care of ourselves, right? We got to take care of ourselves. For anyone who, trying to communicate with your spirit guides and your ancestors, you got to meditate. You got to spend time at your altars. You got to do these ancestors prayers. You got to do these spirit guide prayers. You got to call in that energy. You got to talk to God. Y'all got to talk to God. Y'all got to ask for God's permission to allow his prudent and benevolent energies that he sent forth to help you to come down and allow them access to you, because you need their help in this time. You got to talk to God. And then you check and learn that my walk is very personal to my lineage and not everyone's experience will be mine. Had to learn the hard way to discern and listen to my ancestors and my guides. Yes, ma'am. Shadow work is very important, guys and gals. Ancestor elevation goes hand in hand with shadow work. Your ancestors will show you what a mess and BS you on. Facts. That's why the shadow work is important, folks. Do you mad dirty and want to come back in your life? Oh, for real. You know how many people done tried that? The answer's no. I told y'all I keep a hot pocket of nose. I don't be playing with these people. We're not gonna do that. I already seen what you built. How you built. I'm good on you. I have noticed the weirdest thing when I meditated lately. I feel the only pressure between my eyes, like it's so weird. What is that? What are you using for meditation? My new thing is singing at the altar. Oh yeah, they love that, V. What are you using for meditation? How often are you cleaning your head? And are you covering your head when you're doing this meditation? What kind of meditation are you doing? Are you in a group or are you by yourself? That singing at the altar is everything. That's cash money right there. That's cash money right there. If y'all can get into the habit of going and sing at your altars, that is cash money right there. And when I say cash money, y'all still gonna burn in that ancestral money. Go over there and sing a song. They gonna be over there so hyped up, you ain't gonna know what to do with yourself. Not covering, and I do chakra and root. You need more than that, right? I'm just going to tell you something that I learned from the pranic healing. You can overcharge parts of your body, right? When you're dealing with your chakras, some of them can be working too hard, while the other ones are not working enough, right? So if you're only working on those two chakras, you're not balanced, right? Those two chakras are doing too much work where the other ones are not getting any of the work. So you need a full meditation. If you DM me after this, I will send you a meditation. It's only 15 minutes. So it's really, really good. And it does the whole body. It doesn't designate particular chakras. It's the energy yourself, period. And that allows you to fall into alignment. And it opens you up more. I got to tell you this. It does open you up more to frequencies and energies. So you just have to make sure that when you're doing this, be aware that I need to be clean. Be aware that I'm opening these frequencies, so when I'm seeing and or hearing something that is not out of the normal, it is because I am opening up these things, right? But remember, DM me and I will send you the meditation. Same here, I be singing bomba and cajon music for them and praying. Yes. How do you feel about using pendulums? Or do you... No, I use pendulums. I use cards. I use whatever my people tell me that they want. It's not about what I want to use. They don't give a shit about what I want. I love the pendulums. You know what I'm saying? But I only have a couple of ladies that use them. So I use them because that's what they told me that they wanted. You know what I'm saying? I don't select my stuff for my people. They tell me what they want. You know what I'm saying? So the ones that wanted pendulums, they tell me the specific type of crystal they want. Like, you can't just buy me a pendulum and think I'm going to accept that. My people don't accept just anything. You better ask me what the fuck I want, because they have let me buy plenty of things, and I was like, who wants this? They be like, nobody. I'd be like, damn. They'd be like, oh, well, you should have asked. And I was like, true. Because there be something that I like. I'll tell you, I bought some tarot cards. And I knew which ones the other ones wanted, but I saw this one deck cards. I was like, I like these cards. I want these cards. They was like, Nobody said nothing. I was like, why y'all quiet? They was like, let me buy the cards. Got the cards, brought them home, everything. I asked them what these cards. They was like, we don't want them. My sister came here and she was like, they was like, those is for her. I had to give them to my little sister. They made me buy the cards and gave them to her. You better use them pendulums. Them shits is... Who's reading the pendulum, though? This is the issue, though. Y'all got to know what spirit is using these pendulums. When you use rods that go like this, I saw somebody using them saying that one person was using this side and one person was using that side. That's not how that works. That's a set. That's a pair. One spirit is working them rods, right? One spirit is working that pendulum. One spirit is reading them tarot cards, right? Each tool that you get goes along with a particular energy. You got to find out what energy wants to use that, right? You got to know who uses that. You can use the pendulum all day. If you don't know what spirit is there, how do you know you're getting a right answer? How? Who's moving it? It's not just the energy of the world moving it. You have to ask if they will utilize that. Do they even? Because that don't mean that they will. Listen, it's always good to be open to try, right? You got to get a divination. I keep telling y'all this. Y'all got to get these anybody who goes into a spiritual anything and doesn't commune or talk to or get guidance from any spiritual elder who has the ability to communicate with spirit, to give you the clarity, the communication, the answers to your questions. That's why they're there. That's why they're put there, to help the children. Y'all are the children. So you got to get these divinations done to ask these questions. You got to ask, who wants the pendulum? And then sometimes, if you're intuitive enough, they'll show you or tell you yourself. You know what I'm saying? I do divinations. I do ancestral divinations. You have to have an ancestral shrine set up. You have to have a relationship with your ancestors, because we are talking directly to them. In the beginning of the divination, I'm calling them. When you get to your part, you start naming your ancestors. The people that you name is the people that fucking pop up in my house, in the fucking energy field, and sit here and start telling me some shit. They're the people that pop up, stand there and start telling my people, this is what it is. It's like the spirit be talking to spirit, and then they tell me, okay, specifically which ancestor it is. They gonna tell us who said what. What if you ask spirit for them to show you who they are, and you pray and offer, and it's been a minute, like weeks, but you still lost who they are? How were you asking though? Are you asking them to show you in your dreams? I've watched people. I was told I have the spirit of a ruler. What? Wait a minute. What do you mean I was told I have the spirit of a ruler. I wonder, that's where I get my knowledge from, because nobody has the spirit. A ruler what? What do you mean? What do you mean? I need you to explain that to me. And I'm going to tell you why. I was told I had 21 divisions protecting me, which I had no idea what that was at the time. And I've been told that they saw a ruler and several people behind me energetically. A ruler don't got nothing to do with the 21 divisions. That's number one. Also, a ruler has said that he's not coming back down here to earth to talk to nobody. He ain't talking to you. If you want to talk to a ruler, you have to go to a Babalao. He is only going to talk to his sons, and he's only going to talk to an Ianifa, which is his daughters. That's it. No priest or priestess of Orisha can talk to a ruler. The only people that can talk to a ruler are Babalaos. That's it. So, who told you that? Because ain't no way. Ain't no way. He said he ain't coming back here. Earth ain't his shit. Two different times wasn't together. Oh, okay, maybe I said it one point. She said he was like a ruler because of my birthday alignment. That has nothing to do with it. That has nothing to do with it. Your birthday alignment and none of that shit, your birth chart, none of that ain't got nothing to do with it. If you are supposed to be initiated and to receive the hand of Kofa, to receive your Ikin and all of that other kind of stuff, it ain't got nothing to do with your birthday. That got to do with your spirit and your life and your path and all of that other kind of stuff. Not, you can't pull my birth chart and start talking to me about Orisha. First of all, that's number one. Number two, if she's not a priest or a priestess of Osha, or a Babalao herself, she can't tell you no shit like that. She could be a priestess of an Orisha, right, crowned, right, and say you have to receive Kofa. You still at that point get referred to a Babalao. Right? He said Earth is ghetto, and I'm not doing it. He was not having it. Okay, just making sure, Auntie, because I was confused. I was just about to say, like, you got it. She has to be initiated to give you that information, right? Also, you very well may need to receive the hand of Ifa, right? Which is your Kofa. So that you're making a pact with him. And the reason why we make the pact with Orunmila because he is the witness to creation, right? And then he also has a pact with Iku, which is death, to say, don't kill my kids until I say, I'm the one who changes the death dates of others. It's my job, right? So mine will be protected. If you see, I got so many crystals on it, you can't see my E-Day, right? But this particular bracelet is, if this pops, that means I got a problem, right? I need to go to Ifa and talk to Orunmila because he's trying to get my attention because some shit is cracking off, right? So, but as a backup, we got the Eleke as well, right? That comes with the ceremony, the initiation, all of that kind of stuff. Remember in the Bible where they had to mark their doors with lamb's blood so that death wouldn't take them. They steal all of this stuff from African tradition, right? So Iku was out here wilding, right? And killing people because she was on one, right? And the Orunmila said, you've been killing my kids. My kids is disappearing. What the fuck's going on? And she was like, what's the problem? And he was like, you can't take my kids. And she was like, well, how I know they're your kids? And he was like, from here on out, what I'm going to do is, when you see this on their wrist, or you see that Eleke on their neck, those is my marked kids. Don't fucking touch them. And she was like, I ain't going to touch your kids, but everybody else is fair game. And he was like, do what you going to do. So, when you make that pact, you're making a pact also with Iku to say, I'm one of his kids. Back up off me until it's my time. And when he say it's my time, it's my time. You can't just come take me, though. There's a system that's in place, and you got to understand why these things are in place and what the pact is and what the security system is and what's the reason for it and all of that other kind of stuff. It ain't just, because some lady told me X, Y, and Z. Nah, I'm going to need some more information from you, blood. My house is always right next to a cemetery. You shouldn't be living right next to no cemetery. How is that? You know how much times you got to clean your house? You know that the cemetery is, the gates are to keep y'all out, not to keep the spirits in, because spirit don't stop at no gate. You be very careful living there. You got to clean your house all the time. You have to have spiritual protective stuff at your windows and your doors. You have to be very careful of what you say outside. Don't ever say outside, come on, let's go. I don't care who you talking to. If you are in earshot of that cemetery, that is an invitation to them spirits that live there. Black Jay, when you have the Arula bracelet, it's supposed to be done with ceremony, right? It's not supposed to just, because I've seen a lot of these folks doing it, just putting the bracelet on you and sending you on your way, and that's not how it's supposed to go. However, it is what it is. Just know that if that's how you received it, there's more that you need to do, because there's a whole ceremony that goes into receiving that stuff. One of my 2020 goals is to figure out my dreams. They're very detailed, like short films. Been writing them down here and there for a few years and still don't know what to do with them. Any advice? The last dream that you had, are you getting nothing from, like, no parts of it is ringing true? None of it is giving you anything? Like, if I'm looking at my life, right, and I'm looking at the people that I'm dealing with, right, what about this dream is reminiscent to, what could this dream be trying to teach me, warn me of, tell me of, or call my attention to? None of them are giving you any kinds of nothing, no lights? What happened years ago? Baby, if you replace it, first of all, how did you receive it, the Arbiter? Was it through a ceremony, right? Or did the person just put it on your wrist and was like, all right? Because normally, when you get your Hana Kofa, that's when you get your Ide and your Ileke for Rumala. That's a ceremony and an initiation to that particular system going in. Those are the beginning initiations to these traditions. You know, Ganga initiations. But that's the beginning one for Ifa. Is the evil eye protection bracelet good enough to keep away evil eye from people who are in the ATR? It helps. Is it enough? It depends on what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to say they know tricks. So just to, because how did you prepare the bracelet, right? Did you clean it in anything? Did you wash it in anything? Did you put it in any protective herbs? Did you put no puedo masitu in there? You know what I'm saying? Did you put anything? You know what I'm saying? You gotta remember spiritual workings, right? Intention. What can I use from nature to enhance it? How do I enchant it, invoke it, whatever? Because I'm not in ATR. This be like evil eye. A lot of bitches will be wearing evil eye bracelet. Yeah, straight up. I mean, the evil eye helps, but if you're going up against somebody that's in the ATR, they know. But I want to know more than one way to skin a cat. You talking about how your ancestors is how you do that. If you don't have listen, you need to work with your ancestors, because your spiritual guides that are able to combat these viejitas that's doing this shit, the ancestors will open the door and let them through, because some spirit guys be going over there to whip them people asses, whether they in the ATR or not. Spirit will sit back and let them catch it, because they ain't had no business doing whatever they was doing, and it ain't got nothing to do with them. So Arisha, especially if you low vibrating and you doing some shit you ain't got no business, they not looking out for you, and you the one who started it. You smelt it, you dealt it, bitch. You gonna catch some of this shit back. That's how they learn. You supposed to learn. You supposed to be doing more, and you not. You gonna catch this L. What are your thoughts about cleaning with ashes? The ashes from the 21 branches. I've been seeing a lot of people promoting it to take baths with it. In what tradition? Why ash? I was told that I should get the hand of a ruler, but my ancestors said no. At that time. Was that not in your, did they say it's not in your path, or it wasn't time for you to receive it yet? And was it something that you owed the ancestors that you needed to do with them before you take any other further steps? But you know, I can't stay here too long. Head, neck, getting heavy. Love you. Good night, my love. Sometimes yes, but mostly no. Last dream, I was my wedding, and during the reception, I was making the playlist on my phone because there was no music. I'm not even dating, so I was like, what? How much music do you play in your house? How much dancing do you do? How free are you? Do you want to get married? Are you looking to get married? Are you looking to date? How are you putting yourself out there to meet somebody of value? But you have to be careful with the type of mate that you're choosing, that you're not taking on the brunt of everything in the relationship just to be in a relationship. So don't be so quick to, when you, because somebody's coming, right? But don't be so quick to jump head over heels until you understand whether this person is going to be a good partner for you, or you're going to be another mother. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be a child to you. That's not what you want. It sounds like a state of rushing to do something but without preparation. Who don't have music for their wedding that you got to sit there and find it on your phone? That's a problem. That means that y'all didn't think this out. Y'all didn't plan this out. No, there was a lot of planning that wasn't done in that scenario, in that situation, and you don't want to be left held in the bag trying to hold something together or make something work when you didn't put the forethought into it to make sure that it was going to work out, or your partner who wasn't there helping you wasn't there to make sure that y'all had something going on. So don't be rushing into anything. That first person that comes along may not even be the one that you're supposed to be with, just to get your toes wet again in the dating pool. But be very mindful. But you should keep music playing in your house, so that the energy is light, and you need to have like happy music, like shit you can just dance around and play around with and feel good energy about yourself. You got Misa or some type of a divination will let you know who your spirit guides are. Yeah, absolutely. Work got to be done, and you can't just be taking taking anybody. Huh? Well, that's the answer. Santeria, right? That's not tradition. That's not traditional, right? Arumala is Ifa, which is straight tradition. So they may not want you to get it with the Santeria. Did you ever ask if you're supposed to be in Lukumi or Sheshi? If one of those two was your path and not Santeria? I've had plenty of people who went to somebody that was in Santeria because that's what they ain't know no better. And they went over there and they went and got their stuff with them. And as soon as they got to the place, people was like, your people don't want you here. They don't want you already here, so we're going to do whatever. But they're saying that this is not where you are supposed to be. That girl godmother knew that. She wanted that money and she didn't give a fuck. She was like, I'm doing this my way and it is what it is. Of course, the girl ain't there no more, but she still wasted money until she realized that her ancestors was like, get your ass out of here. That's not what we rock. We want tradition, tradition, tradition. And you putting a statue in front of Shango, we're going to knock all this shit over. So come up out of there because that's not where you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be over here getting this straight raw shot to the Orisha. Not that way. That's not how we work. That's not how we did it, and we don't want you there because that ain't how we rocking with it. We rocked with it like that. If you're going to do it, you're going to do it over there. If you ain't going to do it, then don't do it at all. Do it right or not at all. So you got to find out by asking the questions if you're supposed to be in Lukumi or Isheshi, which is more traditional, not Santeria. They don't want you to go to the watered down shit, especially if you go in the E5. That's tradition, 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 because those Santanos and they Santanos, they can't do shit. They gotta go to the Babalaos too. I want all of it from the source. I don't want watered down nothing. I'm gonna say this, a lot of people gotta do research and meet real root workers because these people scamming y'all out of your ass out of money and knowledge. Facts. Straight facts. She took that money. Yup. I play a lot of music around the house. I practice music too. I've been staying away from seriously dating people because my last... So now is your healing time, right? Now we're paying attention to the type of relationship that we had and what attracted us to this partner, right? It's not about... they're going to come, whether you're looking or not. That's the point, right? I always say be open to receive, because you never know when you're going to get a blessing, right? You just have to be healed enough to identify a good energy that's coming your way. A good person, a good partner, a good soul, a good spirit. Somebody that got good character, somebody that got good values, all of that kind of stuff. No, when you see the first red flag, light a match, you know what I'm saying? And be on your way. Right? Because the spirit will test you just to see if you've learned your lesson. There's no such thing as a type. There's no type. Listen, you could aesthetically be a certain way, spiritually, as far as the type of person you are, your character, your morals, your goals, all of that kind of stuff. Everybody different. Everybody different. So my type, once you open your mouth, can change. You know what I'm saying? Looking at you, amazing. Open your mouth, get away from me. I have a quick question about my grandma, if you don't mind me asking. Go ahead, babe. But somebody will present themselves to you. Just make sure that you are making the right decisions and that you've healed enough and that you don't take baggage from your last relationship going forward, right? We do our yoni steam so we can get rid of any ties that are still there, that we're, stuff creeps up when that sex was good, to remind you of that person. These retrogrades don't help. But you got to remember the stuff you didn't like, and make sure that you don't take somebody on that's giving up that same type of energy. Feel me? Integrity matters all day. Character matters all day. All day. All day. She was very abusive to me, and now she tells my mom sorry about what she did and wants to reconnect. Are you ready? It's not about her. Are you ready? We'll make them come sooner. You don't even take sweet baths, so how you gonna get them in? How about you to go take a sweet bath? I got a book on yoni herbs that gives you a gazillion different recipes. So I switch up all the time. When I was still Catholic and didn't know anything else, I remember my Virgin Mary ceramic figurine fell and her head came off. I was shook. Why you had that statue? Was that something that your family practiced, that you had her statue in your household? And is there another tradition that you're supposed to be in? V, let me tell you this. Your people are not going to let you have a solid relationship until you get focused on your walk. They've been playing with you for a long time, and you keep tippy-toeing and back and forth and hooting and hollering and all that other kind of shit. You had to fly straight for a little while for them to start giving you those things. Moneyback Jay, you stupid. But I was trying to get into the some more questions about why her head popped off. I moved past it, but not ready to deal with her. In your own time. However you choose to see. Just because somebody else is ready don't mean you gotta be ready. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gotta be ready. So you can start by writing down your feelings about how you felt about the things that she did to you and how they made you feel, what her actions caused on you, because she has to understand the repercussions of her actions. And just because she's sorry don't mean that she understands how it affected you. So if you're not ready, you can start writing these things down and holding them, because that day when you get ready, baby, you hand that letter off, she ain't gonna be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? And she gonna have to eat it. She gonna have to sit there and read it and eat it. Because that's how you feel, right? And if she wants you to accept her apologies, then she got to be understanding what the fuck she's apologizing for. Because she may not understand what it is that her treatment caused. Because that puts up a little bit of self-doubt. Right? If my own grandmother don't give me, like, you, it fucks with your boundary issues with dealing with other people. It fucks with you being able to relate to people and accepting love and accepting, like, that type of shit fucks with a person. You know what I'm saying? And so she has to understand the repercussions of the way that she, the actions that she, that karma shit is repercussions to my actions. What are the repercussions to her actions? Well, my grandchild don't want to fuck with me. Why? I'm going to tell you why, Grandma. I'm tell you good and well why. After she read that letter, if she still want to talk, because she could probably gonna need a minute to clutch her pearls. You know what I'm saying? And go no holds barred. You ain't got to be disrespectful, but be very clear. So you may have to do a couple of takes. And as you write, more stuff is going to pop up that you'll start remembering that fucked with you. Write that shit down. Because you don't want to be caught in emotion and not be able to get your point across or your thoughts out because, you know, some people can't process thoughts and words at the same time that they process in their emotions, right? So we start writing stuff down so that when the time is right, you put a nice little stamp on that bitch and put it in the mail. Let's see if she still want to talk to you after she get that letter. Can you now apologize for all of these things? Do you realize? Because I need you to, when you're telling me that you're sorry, I need you to understand what you need to be sorry for. The full brunt of it. Spirit is here to help you align. You're in the right place. Declutter your surroundings and space and let Spirit lead you. But you can't be hot. Spirit may not know how to help you. Oh. Decluttering. Yeah, everybody should be decluttering right now. Everybody should be decluttering right now. Everybody. The year's almost over. All that old stuff needs to come out of your houses. Whatever you don't need should be going. We're not hoarding. We're not holding on to anything. We're keeping it nice and feng shui in our house. No big, bulky mess and nonsense. None of that kind of stuff. All that stuff needs to be moved out. As you clear out, you feel the energy flow differently in your house. When you clean out your house and move some things around and get rid of some stuff, you can feel the energy flowing differently when it's not a bunch of shit around. You can't be hot and cold. Spirit has to trust you. Even the Bible says a double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. You better quote something, girl. I've been cleaning as we speak. Thank you for the tip about the letter. You're welcome, baby. You don't let nobody sideswipe you because they want to talk about they sorry. That's nice, but let me tell you why you should be sorry. I'm that person. I'm that person. I'll tell you why you should be sorry. Because they don't be understanding. They just know, like, oh, she not talking to me. She mad. No, I'm hurt. And you got to say that. I'm hurt. You hurt me. You didn't upset me. I'm hurt. I am your child's child. You should not hurt me. You're supposed to love me. You're supposed to rear me. You're supposed to guide me. You're supposed to protect me. You're supposed to nurture me. You hurt me. That's the type of truth that you need to be giving to her. Give her your truth. And whether she's sorry or not, after she receives your truth, you'll know then. When I did that with my family, because I ain't write no letter. I was like, since you asked, I bust this throat chakra wide open. Baby, listen. They was not happy, and there was tears in the room, and once some tears dried up, I got the real apology, and I was like, okay, I'll take that now. Because now you see what it caused. I went off. I went off. Off. So, I just be feeling like she's saying it to stay on my mama's good side. Well, when you get that letter, when you finally decide, I'm finished with my letter, because don't rush. You know what I'm saying? You do this in your time. This is your healing moment. And then you want to take, when you take a spiritual cleansing bath, you want to use some motherwort. Because that motherwort helps with the disconnect from the maternal side of the family. And although you got little issues with your moms, but it ain't like with your grandma, to help move some of that energy off of you. Motherwort. It's a plant. Put that in there with the cleansing stuff. Find what herbs go with it. Cleansing, healing, purification. That's what you want. It'll help. Word. Because these elders don't be realizing the cause, the effect of their actions. And that's been a real problem with the last couple of generations. Nobody's speaking clearly on their hurt. You know, people are showing anger, but it's really pain. And y'all got to identify the difference between anger and pain. And once you identify that, now you got to get to the source of, well, why am I in pain? Did somebody else cause me this pain? Should we take spiritual baths? How often should we cover our heads? Always silly question. It depends on what kind of work you do, how often you need to take a spiritual bath. If you work in a school, a hospital, a police station, doctor's offices, place where they're ailing, sick, dying people, you need a spiritual bath all the fucking time, right? You need to be covering your head all the fucking time. Other than that, if you're not working in those type of environments, you don't really do anything spiritual, then we cover our heads when we're doing spiritual works, right? When we're, remember, we want a buffer between the energy and our Ori, right? We everything as far as source comes through here. Your connection to source comes through here. So this is a buffer between connection, source, energy, and our heads, right? There's other energies that flow around in the universe. There's other energies that get called to light when we're doing open spiritual calls and light and water and that type of thing. We're calling into spirit. We need a protective buffer. So when we're doing spiritual works, we cover our heads at all times. You know what I'm saying? It gets to the point where certain ones of my energies, if I go over there to try to do a prayer and I don't got nothing on my head, they be like, I know you're not coming over here without nothing on your head. I'd be like, God damn. We gonna get my head wrap. So I keep a head wrap in every room in my house, just so I can just snatch one, because at any given moment, somebody talking, and even when I'm just speaking with someone who's giving me, like, I'll get a DM and they're telling me something spiritual, I gotta go cover my head real quick. That's still energy. I don't need to take on any part of what's going on in that person's life. I just need to get the information, let my spirit tell me the answer, tell them the answer, and go on about my business. I don't need to absorb any of that. I don't need you to leave none of what you got going on with you over here with me because I was looking. No. You don't cover your head with the bath. What I do is use frankincense and myrrh incense. If you don't cover your head with the bath, what do you mean? If you don't, I don't get it. If you don't pour the bath over your head, you're just using incense and prayer. Is that what you're saying? See what to say about mullein. No, that's not good enough, baby. You have to remember that without the head, the body falls. And you've got to clean your head. You got to clean your head. I don't give a shit about the tradition. You got to clean your head. I don't give a shit about the tradition. You got to clean your... This is spirit. This ain't about tradition. This is about energy, the protection of your head, and that's that. I don't give a shit about what tradition you in. You better cover your motherfucking head. You better wash your motherfucking head. I don't want to hear nothing else. I don't care about that. I don't care about what you... pick a tradition. The nuns cover their head in church. The priests cover their heads. They get the little thing on their heads, right? Everybody got their head covered in them tradition. In religion, period. You should always keep your head covered if someone is trying to work your head. But you need head washes and you need rogations and things like that if somebody's trying to work your head. A head pouring things over your head isn't good, they say, because Florida. first of all, let me just say this. That's not true. Florida water it can go over your head. That goes in a sweetening bath, right? Some people don't like waters because they have alcohol in it to go over their head, right? So that's when you are the one making your own bath. You don't add Florida water to the concoction that you're putting over your head, but you're still going to use herbs. I'm still going to use algodón, which is cotton plant. I'm still going to use prodioso, which is siempre viva, which is the leaf of life plant. I'm still going to use things that cleanse and clear and balance my head. I'm going to use lavenders. I'm going to use lighter herbs on my head. I'm not going to add those perfumed waters to my head, but I'm absolutely cleaning my head with them. Are you kidding me? Absolutely not. That doesn't make no sense. You can clean your whole body, but not your head. If I said source comes through here, how you not cleaning this, but this is clear, and you think that you're going to get any messages from spirit? You're going to hear them? You're going to vibrate right? This is the heart of everything you got going on. This. If you're brain dead, your body and your organs and everything else will still, you just put you up to a machine. You'll be alive still, but without brain function, nothing works. Clean your heads. You don't put none of that extra perfumey stuff in your head. You can clean your head with coconut, the waters from coconut. You can clean your head with cascarilla. You can clean, which is effon. You can clean your head with egg white. You can clean your head with fresh cow's milk. All of those things. Those are mint. You can clean your head with. Aloe goes in your hair. You can clean your head with that. All of these different things. There are a gazillion different herbs that you can use to clean your head that don't require you to put like all baths don't get perfumes and stuff put in them, right? That's this plain stuff, right? When you go to Africa and all that kind of stuff, you think that you're putting perfume in them spiritual cleansing baths? That shit look like mud and all kinds of other stuff, and it's got palm oil and all kinds of whack shit in it, but it works. and it don't smell perfumey, and they dump that bitch right over your head. Okay? Yeah, they clean themselves every time before playing and stuff because they know what's good. They know the face where they supposed to be facing at the times of the day when they doing their prayers. They know all that kind of stuff. They working with direction. They working with where the sun is at. They working with nature, right? They turn their mat in the face of in the direction of whichever way the sun is at that point in the day to do their prayers. When I wash my hair, do regular shampoo and conditioner and do a head bath with rosemary and star anise for protection. You would wash your hair regularly first, right? And then you would do the head wash. You know, you do the regular shampoo and stuff. You do that maybe one day, and then the next day you do your cleansing for your head. Remember, you want to clean first. You're doing protection. You're trying to do protection on your head when you really need to be cleaning your head. You need to be talking to your Ori. There are prayers. There's a prayer on my page that I have for your Ori, and that is just basically glitter. Huh? No, we don't do glitter baths. We don't do glitter baths. First of all, glitter sticks to you. So what would be the purpose? Can you imagine getting one of them little glitter things in the crack of your ass and it cutting you? Glitter. We don't use glitter in baths. We don't even use glitter on candles. How about that? People be doing the most, trying to make stuff look pretty. Hello, everybody coming in, and it don't do shit. It's making a mess in my pipes, and I'm not doing that because I got to pay for a plumber because I own my property, and I'm not doing that. No. Glitter in spiritual baths. No. For what? You don't even got to put perfumes in spiritual baths. You can use straight herbs, the magical properties of herbs. Who do you think Osain is? Who do you think Gurufinda is? These are the energies that own the herbs. We ask them and talk to them, and the incantations and the things that we say and we do with them is calling on the magical properties of these herbs. I'm asking you to show me the magical properties and allow me access to it so that I can use it to help heal my family. When I grow my herbs in my house, I talk to them. When I pluck from my plants, I talk to them and I ask them before I pull a piece from it, because my plants are alive. And they talk back. When I go over there to take something, I ask permission first. I grew it from my own hand. I put the money into all this. I shouldn't have to ask you, bitch. You better ask me. I'm still the energy. I still have source. And I still have a magic that you need, ho. And I'll be like, true. Let me get over here. How you doing? Can I get a little piece? Let me give you a spray. You ever get a little piece of glitter underneath your nail and that bitch cut you in that little crease underneath your nail? Bitch, bye. No, glitter in baths. That shit is ludicrous. People are playing around. No. This is why I get so irritated if I see your bath sparkling. Nobody should be buying it. Nobody. Where you get that from? Who told you to do that? Nobody. You're just making shit up as you go along. They are, listen, don't do this stupid shit that they doing online. Y'all be in there fucking yourselves up. Big time. And this is why I tell y'all to make your own goddamn baths. So y'all don't have to go through this stupid shit. Because that bitch ain't got no ashe. If you sitting there to say, I'm going to sit here and put some glitter in this motherfucking bath, nobody told you to make baths. Nobody gave you license to make baths. Nobody told you that you should be making baths for other people. The minute you stood there and put glitter in it, everybody that was looking at you should have said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Houston, there's a problem. I be asking my ancestors who I can buy from, and they tell me hell no on a lot of, absolutely. First of all, because they want you to do most of this stuff yourself. Second of all, because these people be in their houses doing the absolute most. And because you're not supposed to be working nobody's spiritual nothing if your shit ain't right. You can't be making me a bath and you haven't taken one yet. Bitch, you better have your full cycles done before you start going in there and touching my shit. You ain't clean. And I don't even want you making me a spiritual bath while you cleaning it. I want you to be making me my spiritual baths when you on your sweetening stage, ho. How about that? Because I want love in my shit. Whether it's for cleansing or for sweetening, I still want it done with love. I need you to be vibrating in that energy of love when you making it. We give them thanks for their life. Facts. I do have lavender, Florida, water, and orange and cinnamon extracts I use in my sweetening baths. I've got to a point I go buy my own plants and make it myself, because that's what you're supposed to be doing, baby. You like a lot of waters, and you have to get more into the plant itself. Like, so lavender, amazing. Orange, go get the orange peels, right? Dry them, bake them, grind them, or just throw the orange in the bath, right? Cinnamon sticks, throw them in the bath. Right? You need to use the natural raw stuff. These waters have 97 things in them. Florida water is not what it used to be. It used to be made out of stuff that we could use for cleansing. Nowadays, I looked it up and I put it on my page like last year, I think it was. The stuff that's in Florida water is basically sweetening. So you can't use that for cleansing because they don't make it the same way that they used to do back in the day, where it was just mainly cleansing herbs. Now they're putting all kinds of other stuff in the Florida water that most of the herbs are sweetening and pulling. But I'm not pulling, I'm pushing. 1800 cologne is a pusher. Tobacco is a pusher. Those waters push. Florida water is a puller. So if I'm sitting anywhere and I want spirit to come close, I'll put Florida water on me. Or I'll spray Florida water in the air. Because that's a sweet smell. It's a puller. So it's going to pull in the energies. That's not what I'm doing when I'm cleansing. So if you notice, a lot of people now are making their own Florida water, because now you're going back to the original recipe. If I can look up what Florida water was originally made from, then it's going to tell me, I need this, and this. Look at that. Go make that shit yourself. Right? Don't use oils. Plants. Yes, 1800 is so strong. Right? And they have a gazillion flavors of that 1800. But the basic one is the one that you use for the cleansing, or the tobacco one. My grandma said things are not. It's not the same. And I be looking them shits up because what's in it? I want to know. I want to know why people always talk about using Florida water in cleansing baths. How that works. You know what I'm saying? I don't play with stuff like that. Damn, that store-bought Florida water be getting folks fucked up. Yeah. Because everybody think that, oh, Florida water, I'm going to use Florida water for everything. How about, there's like 97 other waters that you could be using. I love Kananga water for cleansing. I love bay rum for cleansing and for sweetening, because bay is laurel leaf, right? So that is protective, and it's also for, right? It's dual. Some herbs have dual uses to them. So you have to look up the magical property of, type in the herb's name. I have a book, Magical Property of Herbs. I have a couple of different herb books, right? A lot of tarot cards now, they have them, herb cards. Y'all got to be looking this stuff up. Folks be using it. But you can't use Florida water for protection. That shit don't work. You calling in spirit. They like that smell. They like it. So I'm coming over there. What you got going on? Carcinogens. I have Kananga water. Like rue, right. Rue is both sweetening and bitters. Depending on how you got to call on it, how you want. This is what invocation, incantation. You talking to the plant. You telling it which. What am I pulling on today? I'm doing cleansing, so I'm pulling on your cleansing, your purification, your protective aspects today. You know what I'm saying? Or if I'm doing sweetening, I'm calling in the love, the sweetening aspects of this essence of your plant today. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta talk to the plants when y'all putting them in. That's why you gotta know what the hell you using, so that you know what you're doing. Because just talking to your bath is what's popping. You know what I'm saying? You talking to the plant. You giving direction to the energy that each plant holds. So I know what I did. My shit gonna work. And at the end of it, I'm gonna pray over it. I'm going to light a little floaty candle on it or whatever. I'm going to blow some cigar smoke on that bitch, and I'm going to go get an empty bottle and pour it in there so that I can have bath for the next couple of days. I was told by a priest at a botanica to put Florida water mixed with blue. For what? Oh, okay, I get it. That's why they use it at a meeting. Yeah, you calling spirit. Hell yeah, that's why they use it at a meeting. You straight up calling spirit. That's why we here. Yeah. Florida water and blueing though, but for what? Because we use the blueing for for calming, right? It's for peace. It's like calm stuff down. And then the Florida water is calling. So if you're using it to call spirit, you want them to come through calm. So that's what the mix would be with those two things. But where are you putting it? Not on your body. Words bring life. The Bible says all these things. Even God said, let it be light. And we got this hot ass sun. It was supposed to be for protect. No, that ain't gonna protect you, love. And what are you protecting from? I tell y'all this website all the time, originalbotanica.com. It is in the Bronx. This botanica has been there for over 45 years, right? The reason why I'm telling you to go to this site is because when you go to their page, anything that's in Spanish translates into English. They tell you each and every they tell you specifically what is this herb used for. You can shop by desire. You can shop by item. You can, so if it's protection, you click that. It'll give you all the stuff they got for protection. If you want fresh herbs, click that. It's going to tell you all the fresh herbs they got. Not only is it going to tell you the fresh herbs they got, it's going to tell you what each of these herbs do, right? They even sell bundles. They sell a bitter bundle, which is 7 or 9 herbs in a bundle that they'll give you for cleansing. Then they got the sweet bundle, the 7 or 9 herbs of sweet herbs in a bundle. They tell you each one of the herbs that's in this package of 7s or 9s. So you know specifically, these are sweetening, these are cleansing. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't buy from there, go look at the website, because it's going to tell you, what the herbs are that you could be using, and then go find it from somewhere else. He was trying to get me knocked out in these streets. Yeah. I don't know what he was trying to do. I think he was just, thank you, money bag. Let me pin it. Right. So, even the waters, they'll tell you what they use that for. Remember, those of us who practice hoodoo and things of that nature, we use the roots, the sticks, right? We use the sticks and we use roots too, because we use some roots, but we use the sticks too. In the traditions, you'll see in the traditions, when we're making omiro from our hands, right, we take the sticks out. Now when we're doing spiritual work with our guides and our ancestors that are not into a tradition, we use them roots. We use them sticks. That's what a power is. A lot of them plants is in them sticks, which is why in certain traditions you got just a stick. You understand what I'm saying? So don't not boil the stick when you're making your baths on the stove. You know what I'm saying? Throw them sticks in there too, because that has juice in it. You know what I'm saying? You remember that the stick got to be there and live and living for the leaf to grow from that. So it's something in that source that allows the leaf to grow from there. I want that stick too. I don't just want the leaf that flowered or grew from it. I want that stick too, because there's some shit in there, and that's closer connected to the root and the earth, right? So I want the sticks too. I don't throw away sticks. I use those in my baths, my cleansings too. Sweet or bitter, it don't matter. Y'all got to get more comfortable with herbs. I try to tell everybody, try at least one new herb a month. At least one. Anytime I make spiritual baths, you never know what my baths is going to look like, because I always use something different, because I never know what I'm going for until Spirit say, go get that. And I be like, what is that? They be like, put it in the pot. I be like, okay. What the fuck? So then I got to go look it up, right? Because some of the stuff, the names they write them in Spanish, and I got to go look it up to see what the fuck is this shit in English. Because a lot of these plants, they sell because they flower. Right? So if I'm buying plants that I'm not buying them from a botanical, and when I buy seeds, these places that you get the seeds from, you got to go by the scientific name of the plant, and then you can find the seeds, right? And then you can grow them yourselves. And you know, there's nothing better than what came from your own hand. Keep it simple back in the day. That's right. Simplicity at its best, and it works. Remember, the stick has juice too, right? That stick is this bomb. That stick is bomb, and it will work. What about calendula? Calendula and damiana. I use damiana in my love work. Those are very good herbs for your womb. Both of them. Just like candles back then, there wasn't colorful candles, all mine and fake. Oh, please, when you get into the Orisha traditions and you got to take them candles, they don't never ask you for a color candle. They always want white. Bring them a white candle. So-and-so's Ocha birthday, so-and-so's feast day. Bring them the derecho and the white candle. White. Always white. And no matter who it is. Sage ain't shit. That's the difference. Sage cleans bacteria out the air. Sage is like calms, right? But it don't calm a hectic area. Dragon's blood, on the other hand, is a resin. It's a hard resin, right? That dragon's blood smell, spirit cannot stand that. Dusty spirits, clean spirits, elevated spirits, they don't care about that. They're good. Dusty, dirty, low vibrating spirits do not like the smell of dragon's blood. It is the dragon's blood that they're adding onto the sage that's making it work. Because the sage calms, right? I don't want to calm. I want to push when some shit is going wrong. You know what I'm saying? If I'm just like, oh, I just want to calm myself down and I've already cleaned my house out, or, you know what I'm saying? You could burn some sage and you worried about the bacteria in the air, but it ain't going to push no dusty spirit nowhere. They'll smoke that shit like a blunt. What do for the wound? Huh? Glad I caught you live. The womb, what's good for the womb, the calendula and the damiana. Those herbs are good for the womb, for your reproductive. That's good for women to take. It comes in a pill form, in a what do you call it? Capsule. Love Jacob, but my spirit told me to get it years ago. Sage is overly used now. I use Palo Santo, frankincense, and myrrh. Remember Palo Santo though? That's also a calmer. It's not a pusher. So you have to remember, depending on the type of energy that you're trying to call in, or the type of energy that you're dealing with, what's going to work best for what. The womb. Yoni steam in it, or you can take it as a supplement. They sell it in all the herb store, or any online herb stores. They sell it as a capsule supplement. Yeah, the calendula. Where did I get that from? I think Vitacost. I might have gotten some from. Vitacost, and I can't think of the other place I just ordered from. How can we book a reading? Yeah, just go into my DMs. Yeah, that sage ain't shit. Especially when you're dealing with, like, if you're not spiritual folk, if you just want to calm, you're just like, oh, I just want to calm, go take a bath and luxuriate and just get some calm in the air. Yeah, you can do the sage. If you got some shit going on and you worrying about people throwing at you and you worrying about some shit in your house and you doing all that other kind of stuff, you better take that sage and throw that shit out and go get you some dragon's blood resin, some frankincense and myrrh, and some motherfucking cobalt. You can use that, and you can also use I love to burn camphor. All that shit that smell like whoop when your neck pop back, that's what you need. Because I need the spirit, funky ass spirit, neck to pop back like that while he running out of my house as I open the door, tell him, get your ass out of here. Word. Yeah, all of those things. If you look up those things as far as because I use mountain rose herbs a lot too, but they're kind of expensive. So those types of things I buy, and I make a mama juice to it. Like everybody tinctures, right? There's a book that I have called Working the Roots, right? It gives you all of the old school big mama recipes and remedies and all of that other kind of stuff in there to keep you healthy. So you know it's winter. Wait. So I can't sit unless with what other way? You can do the a yoni steam. You can do yoni eggs. The yoni eggs come in multiple, any crystal that you can find, it comes in that. They have the rose quartz, amethyst, black obsidian, everything that you can think of as far as the crystal that's safe to put in your coochie, they sell them. Yeah, you burn, hell yeah, I burn camphor. Are you kidding me? Oh, I love that smell. Yes, sir. I sell an incense that has camphor in it. Okay, so I have an open road candle that's dressed already, been dressed since Thursday. Spirit been telling me to burn it, but I want to pair it with a bath. Open road incense I have too. So there's that there's a herb called Abre Camino, right? What about the mothballs? Isn't that like camphor? I don't know that the mothballs are the same thing as camphor. That I'm not sure. I get the straight camphor. I don't know about mothballs. You're welcome. I hope everyone is taking notes. Oh, I love open to any suggestions, and I definitely am cold to black obsidian, charcoal, disc energy. When you want to, so amethyst is really good. Carnelian, I have every yoni egg in every crystal that they have. I have one, and you just have to look up the crystal because I have this other. Listen, y'all got to get some books. I be trying to show y'all. Abre Camino, open road, right? So you want to use that along with the candle. You can probably use some. I love so. I'm sorry, y'all. What have chemicals? What has chemicals? Mothballs. Oh. I don't know what's in a mothball. I don't use those. So as far as books are concerned, I'm sorry, I got my tail all in the camera. I'm gonna show you a couple books. I'm so lucky I'm sitting next to this bookshelf. Books, ladies and gentlemen. So, herb, book 101. Magical property of herb. Right? Encyclopedia of Magic Herbs. Bam, that's one. Get that on Amazon. This one is, if you're into the traditions, this one helps because it gives you clear, pictures, right? And then it gives you the scientific name, right? This one is harder to get. I got it from Cuba, right? So you really can't get this book, but you could try. This one is dope. I love this. This is also a book that comes with the pictures and its color, so you know what kind of plants you're looking for. All of that, which Orisha Apollo Energy works with that, because this one is for Plants of Santeria and the Regla de Polomonte. That's what this one is. This one I have tarot cards that are herb tarot cards, right? I have another one that's herb tarot cards as well, but these are particular, my guides have these cards, right? But the books are very, very much informative, right? For crystals, the Book of Stones. Look at this book. Every crystal you could think of is in this book. In the back of the book, it tells you what your desire is. So you can look by that way. If I'm looking for protection, I'm looking for enlightenment, I'm looking for spiritual connection, I'm looking for intuition, I'm looking for all that. It tells you exactly in the back. You go to the front and find the book, right? I'll take a picture and I'll post this tomorrow for y'all. This book I fucking love, right? This one is the Working the Root. So if you have hoodoo in your background or you got them Geechee folk in your background, this book is the one. This is lit, right? They got all the old school remedies in here. Shit that I done forgot about. I had to look in this book and then I found it. You know what I'm saying? So y'all got to get into your research. You got to do your research. If you're not doing your research and you just trusting what other people say to you, then you are in for a bumpy road. I don't trust nobody's information but my own. And y'all better not trust nobody's information but your own. Anything that I've told y'all tonight, y'all better check it out. Google it. Check it out. Go ask your ancestors. Go ask your spirit guides. Does this work for me? Is it good for me? Because everything ain't for everybody. And I tell y'all all the time, there's always a get you got you with spirit. Right? They'll fucking flip some shit left on you all the time just because they can. So we always ask the questions. We don't guess. And that's how we stay safe. How do you know if you're about to be crowned? You got about $10,000 to $20,000 in the bank. That's number one, because that shit is expensive. Okay? And 10 is low. And you've gotten a divination and they said you got X amount of time. Your time is now. Right? You normally in your divinations, it'll start coming up more. Right? In your letter, this person got to make Ocha. Okay. It starts off like that. It'll start off with saying, eventually you're going to have to make Ocha. That's how it starts off. And then that conversation starts turning into, you got to make Ocha, right? And you be like, yeah. And then they be like, closer and closer. Now shit's going on. And they're like, you got to make Ocha. Now is your time. They tell you. So as you start getting divinations over time, they start telling you as you go, you're in the line to make Ocha. Okay. You're supposed to make, okay. You got to make, okay. Right. They come to a point where they be like, bitch, you're supposed to make Ocha. What are we doing? It comes up. If they ain't saying nothing and you ain't ready, don't say nothing. If you ready and they saying something, then go ahead. But you better ask your ancestors first, and you better have everything set up for your ancestors first. You better have everything that they're supposed to give you for your ancestors first. You're supposed to have everything set so that if anything goes wrong, your ancestors will shut that ceremony down. You should also have it's helpful for you to have your spiritual core in place as well and knowing who those guides are, because I've seen way too many times that people go run and get crowned, right? And they never touch their spiritual core. And what happens is these people are Ocha people. They're not doing that. That's not their thing. They here for Orisha. That's it. The rest of that shit, that's not what they do. So now you have a problem trying to find your place and your footing to figure out, well, who are my spirit guides? You were supposed to figure them out before you went to Orisha, unless they said you was finna die. And they was saving your life. Other than that, you're supposed to figure them out. You know why? Because you're supposed to learn how to work with spirit before you even get over there fucking with the Orisha. Because you need to be kind of in line with how some of this shit works. You need to know the ins and outs of some of this shit. You need to be bettering yourself already. Because once you get over there, they're holding you at a higher chord. So everything you do wrong, as far, like intentionally wrong, not fucking up. I'm talking about, you know you shouldn't be doing this, and I'm going to just do it anyway. You getting your ass handed to you. So you better learn how it works over there before you take it over there. Because over there, they're not playing with you. You get a little more leeway with your ancestors and your spiritual core because you in the working it out and learning phase. If you skip that and go over there, good luck. If you ain't dying, don't go rushing to get crowned until you know who your peoples is. Because they the ones that's going to keep you safe from everybody else doing dumb shit. They also, your ancestors could sit on your head and take your crown. If they're not taking care of the right way and you're not getting the full brunt of what you're supposed to be getting in during that initiation because the ancestors ain't been taken care of properly and they can do a whole bunch of stuff. And you don't want them problems. Anybody else got any questions? We good? Did I cover everybody's questions? Whew. Y'all don't want me out tonight. What time is it? Yeah. So we do everything right. We do everything in step. We do everything in order. And we always confirm with the ancestors first what is what. And it bugs me out because before you make ultra, you're supposed to get like 3 misas anyway. So what happened to them 3 misas? And none of your people came out to say nothing. No spirits. Nobody came out to give you direction, no clarity, no nothing. There's a problem. There's a problem. And I wouldn't wait until right before I'm getting ultra for that to be my first misa. That's crazy. I should have had that a while back. When I started calling myself being spiritual and working spiritual, and I know that I got my stuff set up with my ancestors, this is why divination is important, because y'all gotta know. And when I say divination, I'm not talking about a tarot card reading. A tarot card reading is through intuition, through my spirit guides and what they telling me. A divination is a system that's been put in place for hundreds of years that is used in order to commune with spirit, period. It's a system. We go by a system. There are Odu, there are letters, there's everything here written down for us that's been passed down from elder to elder, from elder to youngster, over the course of generations that taught us how to do this divination, to teach us what the letters mean, to teach us how to read it, to teach us all of the stuff. The incantation, the invocation, the opening up, the speaking to them, all of that kind of stuff, the way we ask our questions, all of that kind of stuff, that's a system. We should not be manipulating that. People do, because I've seen a bunch of dumb shit going on, but you're not supposed to. Oh yeah, and remind me, because I do misas, but I have a book, for yoni steams, and it has a bunch of different recipes, so it depends on what the issue is or what you're trying to accomplish. So I'll screen that shot. I'm screenshot all these books that I pulled out tonight, and I'll post them for y'all tomorrow. So the book was under $20. I think I got it from Amazon, and it's like it gives you a space in the back to write your own recipes too, but it gives you wild recipes in the front. Okay. Y'all are very welcome. You're very, very welcome. I'm glad that I got so many new people here. It's your first time here, so y'all see what kind of energy I'm giving off and what y'all getting from me. I tell y'all, I'm a teacher, right? So I've been blessed to come up under teachers. Like, my people have been teachers. So I learned a lot by sitting under the feet of my elders and then sitting underneath my ancestors. And my spirit guides don't be playing with me either. You know what I'm saying? But my elders are the shit. So I'm a fed fool to all of them because they teach me a lot. You know what I'm saying? And they don't just tell me stuff. They drag us into stuff. They make us work for us to learn. You know what I'm saying? So yes, I want to thank all of you guys for all of your input tonight, for all of your answers and your questions and your energy and your willingness to learn and your willingness to listen and your back and forth. Like, I appreciate it, because y'all ain't have to be here and y'all are here, so I'm here. You know what I'm saying? What are your takes on dealing with toxic toxic spiritual households, or your living situation with your loved ones and your family? Well, it ain't a secret no more, so let's address it. What's she jealous of? You know what I'm saying? People want to wear your suit until they realize that the heavy is the head that wears the crown. People don't understand that she could not have survived your life just like you would not have been able to survive hers. We are all built differently, that we can handle things differently. Where I excel may take you under. Where you excel may take me under. We can't compare our lives because we are two different energies and two different beings, and so the way we handle things and the way we relate to things are completely different. So while you're out here envying and being jealous of me, let me show you some of my pain and tell me how you probably either would not have been strong enough to be here no more, so you probably would have took yourself out of here, or you would be in a crazy house or have some type of a drug alcohol habit if you had to live my life. You know what I'm saying? We're not all built the same. So what is it that she's jealous of? She may not know. I don't know how often you guys talk, but she may also need to sit down and say, listen, this is what the real is. Do you do the ancestor feast every year, or is the feast only for specific purposes? We do it every year because we have an egg bay, and so every year we have to do something that everybody comes together for the egg bay, right? And so that's the ancestors and stuff get fed, and we do the full layout and stuff like that. However, most times, because there's so many people, someone always has to do something for the ancestors anyway. And because most of the egg bay is my bloodline, we get away with it that way because somebody's always doing it. And so we all just come on that day and do the songs and the prayer and the offerings and all of that other kind of stuff. And we have the person come in and do the sacrifice and all that other kind of stuff. So every year. The answer is yes. I do it every year. And sometimes I do it more than one time a year. And sometimes it's an Ebo. So sometimes it comes up in Odu in a divination that you have to do it in order for your ancestors to X, Y, and Z for you. You know what I'm saying? In order for for something to move, for something to work, for something to whatever. Sometimes that will be one of the Ebos that the ancestor says, I want you to do a plaza for me, which is the pig's head, the full spread of food, the full spread of liquor, the songs, the oral, the feeding, all that kind of stuff. All that they want their day of energy from everybody who's in that room. We physically fought in. Wait, what? Wait, I saw chitlins. Tanita, ill. She admitted to being jealous because I had her niece. She can't have kids. Also of how I'm a go-getter and very creative and knows who I am. Just scared me, but I'm a reminder of Cain and Abel. You got to get to the source of that. You know what I'm saying? That this ain't just start with y'all. You know, sisters are. Y'all gotta be grown enough, both of y'all, and ready to like really sit down and have a heart-to-heart come to the ancestors moment. You know what I'm saying? When it's time, she got to be ready. You got to be ready. And I'm going to suggest that when y'all do have that conversation, you do it. If you have your ancestors altar set up, I have a thing that I do when I'm about to have a conversation with a family member or somebody that's not, you know what I'm saying? I get a glass of water. I'll put some F-foon in the water, right? Fresh glass of water. And I'll light a white candle. And I'll put it on the table. That F-foon in the water is going to keep the energy calm, right? Because you're going to talk to your ancestors and tell them, look, I'm about to have this conversation with her. And if you're not willing to try to fix it, then don't do it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be going in there with the right energy. You're going to put some honey on your tongue so that your words are sweet and you're not funky. You know what I'm saying? I would tell you to do it in your house because you can set the stage in your house. You got the spiritual stuff in your house. You got that on your side. You smoke out your house. You do all of the things for the calming of the house, for the calming of the energy. Have the ancestors refreshing. You tell them what you're doing. You put that honey on your tongue, and you have that conversation after you have a nice bath, clean. You know what I'm saying? But you got to be ready for that, and you have to pay attention to whether or not she's receptive. I say on your turf because once you set the stage, if she's carrying any negative energy, you have the ancestors block it off at your door. You know what I'm saying? You put some camphor and some water in a glass behind your door and drop some the blue in it. That's to keep it peaceful. You know, the camphor is to cut the energy. You put a little salt in it too, right? But the blue one is to keep it peaceful. So when she comes across your threshold, she gotta drop that shit. I would even do a line of salt at my door. You know what I'm saying? I stay with her and my mother and brother. Oh, so y'all all in the same house. Y'all will have a chance then. Tanita, you gotta make chitlins. Oh my God, they would never ask me for that. They would never ask me for that. Would I pray for you for free? Pray for you for what? Pray for you for what? What kind of prayer? I told y'all about asking for prayers and not telling people what they praying for. What we praying for? I'll go make them know. Oh, good luck with that. Great. Yes, I remember I did one. That's why I wanted to know if I should do one next year also. Thank you, lady. You're welcome. I'll stay with her. And you know, you don't have to do it on a separate day from it. Like if you celebrate Thanksgiving or Christmas or any of those types of holidays, that all of your family is coming together, throw that shit in on one of them days, because when the family's together, the energies of all the ancestors, they get happy. You know what I'm saying? It brings that energy up. So if you can do it on one of those days, just do a separate little something for them while all of the family is there, and be like, oh, let's sing a song Grandma used to love. Grandma used to love this song, or such and such used to love this song, and just put the song on and start singing it, and let everybody start singing it in the room. Y'all don't even realize that in that moment, y'all are elevating your ancestors' energy. Pure love, pure family. All they bloodline is in one room at one time, and y'all there just to partake of food together. You know what I'm saying? That's something that black families and Hispanic, you know, back in the day, it was problems and times of hustling and wrestling to get food on the table, and the fact that everybody is coming together to do this and nobody's forcing them, everybody's there on their own accord, nobody's really struggling for food, you know what I'm saying? It helps, right? And if you get that music and that energy going, get a good card game going, don't have people all drunk and stuff, you know what I'm saying? But that is elevation for your ancestors right there. So simplicity at its best is what you guys need to remember where spirit is concerned. Time, place, and opportunity. Clean heads, clean bodies, clean houses, clean hands, clean hearts, clean tongues, clean minds. What is my tomorrow going to be like? I've started my spiritual journey because I wanted to awaken and to know myself truly and wholly. I want to know what I come with. I want to know what I'm able to yield. I want to know who works with me. I want to know who looks out for me. I want to know what I have access to. How do I do that? I'm going to get a divination. I'm going to clean my ass. I'm going to do some research on my own. I'm going to start making my own baths. I'm going to start making my own tinctures. I'm going to have my own oils. I'm going to have all of this knowledge, and I'm going to implement it on protecting myself and my family. That is the beginning of your spiritual walk. I'm going to figure out who my ancestors are. I'm going to know their names, and I'm going to know their stories, and I'm going to know where the beginning of this generational curse started. Who did it? I want all the stories, good, bad, and indifferent, because that way you get to understand your people, and in that way you get to understand why they fight so hard for you now once they're elevated, because they have regret for them not completing their life. Like, you know that these life cycles, they didn't do it right. None of them. They didn't get it right. That's why we are here today. We are trying to make sure that we get it right, and they're going to help us get as much shit right in this lifetime as we can. Okay? All right. Y'all have a blessed evening. I thank you guys for your energy. I thank you guys for coming and chilling with me tonight. I did miss y'all. I ain't even gonna front, but I've been busy as hell. I'm gonna try to do this again. I'm not sure when, but you know, just keep your notifications on. And if somebody just remind me to post them books tomorrow. If I don't, listen, just hit me around noon. All right. Peace and blessings, everybody. Y'all have a good one.